Yeah, what's good, cryptocurrency fans out there? Welcome back to the Everything Altcoin channel. Today, we're going to have a nice little discussion here. We're going to be talking about some memes versus utilities. We're going to get into some Launchpad talks. It's a nice little Saturday. The summer is ending, it's winding down. This is, I think, the last weekend without full football. Football season is about to kick in here. Let me see some of the comments. As you guys come in here, don't forget to like the stream, favorite the stream if you're on X, retweet the stream. Let me know how you guys are feeling on a Saturday here. Prime time. What's up? What up? What up? What up? Green Bean. Cashcat got listed on Robinhood. Yes. We was going to talk about that. That's like a primary discussion I want to get into. Room Consider says, let's fucking go altcoin chasers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get into it big time. Right? Big E. Europe. What's up? It's about 8 of you guys in here. As you guys are starting to tune in, trickle in. Don't forget to like the stream. Right now, we are on the dashboard of the Altcoin Chasers HQ. We're going to be looking into some things here. Not too crazy. I feel like if you wasn't on the Robinhood ecosystem, from memes to stockbrokers, you probably had like a boring week, but it actually has been pretty live for me and a lot of other people too. It's just looking pretty interesting on chain. I actually haven't had this much fun on chain in a while. This bear market has been fun. We talked about it last live stream. It's a lot of innovation that's going on in this bear market here that's making things pretty exciting here. Bitcoin just under $65,000 here. I think we probably might have bottomed out on Bitcoin. I'm gonna get into that in just a second here as this loads up here. I do think we have bottomed out. I have talked about it in my Discord group a few times here, where I think the bottom of Bitcoin was around that 60K, of course, give or take a few $1,000s. It has played out so far. Now you go look into the charts here. Of course, we're below all the EMAs here, and we're at this point of contention here. This orange line I put here. Actually, I started off with the green dotted line here, and then I just placed the orange line over it. And then this blue line was the 60K mark I placed like a little bit ago. Now this orange line here actually has been a place of contention for quite some time here. It's been resistance and support since like 2024, and even bought back. If you guys are hearing that, my window's open, as I always say. But even back to 2021, this line has been point of contention here. So it's a very strong point for support and resistance here. We're waiting to see if we flip in, but we can also range in this point here, I believe, all the way into October or so. But I do believe the bottom is in, give or take a few $1,000s. We already, like, shown that we got to like 57 or so, but we're gonna see how that plays out. You guys let me know. Also, there's a poll in the comment section right now. I want you guys to answer that question. Which would you rather invest into? Utility coins, memes, both, or they're both scams, right? Steve, what's good, Steve? Hiya, you told me to mention what I asked on Monday. Yes. Remind me of it again. Hold more than 8 coins in juggle. Yes, we can get into that one, because that's actually a pretty good question there. So if you're there, we're going to get into it in just a second here. Let me just keep going here. Recently in the HQ as well, in the prediction market side, I have seen a lot of shorts being reduced. Right, you guys, this is off of perps, right? So we scroll down. I did notice, obviously, these are small balances of like what's been reduced from like different types of people, but high activity. We seen $65,000 get reduced 4 hours ago, another 4 hours ago. This is, I don't know if this is the same wallet or not, but a lot of short activity on Bitcoin has been reduced, and this is off the past day pretty much here. So if you guys don't know, we do have a perpetual side on the HQ here that allows you to scan what's going on with smart money. As you guys can see, you can look into what's going on with ETH and BTC. But right now, I do believe that we're probably around that bottom again. And that's the reason I've been looking at that as like that 60K point has been the bottom for me. Now, top gainers and top losers here. There isn't too many, We're going to be talking about stockbrokers a little bit later here because of the Launchpad, NFTs, things like that. Pawns making a good comeback here. The whole Launchpad momentum has been crazy here. What else we have? What else? Nothing too crazy outside of just stockbrokers and top losers here. We haven't really seen too much, in my opinion. Damn, VVS Finance. Haven't seen that in a while here. Cashcat listed. What if Robinhood? What if could be next? What if J-Man? What if it could be? What if we all get rich? That's the goal. What if? That is the goal. I know you guys are shilling that token, man. I'm not gonna lie. That's a strong. Like, you guys are some strongholders, man. You guys are some strongholders. You guys have not wavered off of that dump, which was good. Which is good. Looking into the Alpha Surge section here. Let me refresh to see if there's any big things popping up here. Oh, I gotta log back in here. I don't like when I gotta log back in. Give me 1 second, guys. I just gotta log back in to the HQ here. Sorry about that. This probably just happened out of nowhere. All right, we're back in the HQ. Back into the Alpha Surge section. Now, in the section here, is there anything that we could look at? Cashcat is up here. ICM, Kite, Smokey. Really don't see nothing here. We're going to talk about banter as well. This is, I put out the tweet earlier today about stockbrokers being the virtuals for Robinhood. I think that's going to play out, but we're going to get into that. Some launches here. Let's see if there's any interesting recent launches. Why is this? What's this? What the heck is this? Tanisha. I don't know about that one. Okay, nothing there. What are people rotating into? They're rotating out of Syrup. Cashcat. Cashcat has some wild movement, and you guys seen it got listed. They're getting into Anthem again here. We're going to talk about some Anthem here. Manser here. Satori. I think that's how you pronounce that. Give. Frong, people are getting out of that. We're going to talk about that as well. What the Coles are doing here. Is there anything? Star Platinum. He's buying the Star Platinum token, $75. I don't see too much here. If you guys want any video, any altcoin you guys want me to track for this stream here, let me know. We'll put it up on deck screener here, and that's what we're gonna pretty much track for this stream. Wolf is connected to Shiba. Deployed wallet from Ethereum could be huge. Wolf. Okay. I think the bottom will be November, December, and that's going to throw the people out. So do you think we go lower from these prices here today? That's what we're talking about, right? That means we're going 50K, 45K, right? 50K, 45K. We're going below this blue line here. You guys let me know how you feel about that. I think the bottom is in, and we can range from here and then probably go up. But you let me know how you feel about that one. And now continue on here. Now we're starting to see a shift happen in crypto big time right now. We're starting to see a shift. Mesh put out this tweet here: from 2021 to 2023, blockchains captured 90% of monthly crypto revenue. By mid 2026, that share dropped to 25%. The new breakdown finance app exceeded 50% in most months. Consumer apps steady meaningful share. Blockchains down 25%. Physical and crypto infrastructure rounding errors, right? So we're starting to see the revenue on crypto actually go down and start to go into consumer facing apps, finance apps, right? This is like a new paradigm shift we're starting to see. We're starting to see other people start to build consumer apps. This is where this tweet is now relevant here. 90% of crypto infrastructure teams are now building apps themselves. They're starting to see the revenue generating abilities of these apps and things like that. So that's your FOMO, that's your pump fund, even Robinhood, Coinbase, all of them are finding ways to get pretty much revenue off of these apps here, right? And even like this was like Thursday. Yeah, this is when they went live, Thursday. Ansem talked about real businesses could bring the next wave of capital on chain. And I think that is true. More of these people are starting to really come on chain. If they see a successful project actually make it out of crypto, not make it out, but become successful in crypto, I believe there's going to be a wave of real businesses that are also going to try to build on top of crypto here. The tide is shifting as of right now. This is the time you need to really be paying attention to crypto, honestly. Um, and then he highlights MetaDAO. Sorry, he highlights MetaDAO making on-chain market bigger than speculation by opening it up to real businesses, real revenue, and aligned ownership. There was actually like a few projects that launched on MetaDAO that are actual companies or looking to be actual companies, right? So that is going to be something. Pump Fund here launched their social trading app on, like, you could just pretty much download this as of right now. This is, they're pretty much going at it with FOMO app here, which you can see here. Everyone is starting to see, you're starting to get these social layer trading apps that are going live. You got GG.xyz, that's one. I forgot which one else out there. You got FOMO, Axiom, Pump Fund. All of these are like social layer trading app, because people are making the prediction that the next celebrities, I should say, are going to be those that are trading, right? Those that are making public wins on like FOMO app, Pump Fund, things like that. That is the prediction here. So these apps are, you know, diving into that and trying to give it a lot bigger here. And then people like looking at what people PNLs are. Me, I don't pretty much really trade in it. I don't really look into that too much, especially when it comes to memes. I look at them as like the overhang that could possibly dump on me or anything like that. But we're going to get into that in just a second here. Yes, but big thing is the time. You're talking about time capitulation into October pretty much, into after December pretty much, right? Okay, I can agree with that. BankerBot, I do like BankerBot. BankerBot is doing something with with Sushi Swap. We're going to get into that too. There's a lot of interesting things that's happening right now. Also, Jay is not on stream today. He's been busy, so I'm going to hold down the fort today. So you guys could be active in the chat. We're going to have a conversation. Hunter put out this tweet. I've been in crypto for 8+ years. This is the first time Substance has gotten ahead of price. It's happening. Crypto is going to update the system. Not done, but can't be stopped now. We're already starting to see things start to shift this way here. I remember when a lot of people were calling crypto a scam, man. It's finally I'm finally happy to see the shift happening right now. I'm finally happy, man. Finally happening. Also, people are talking about a little bit about how virtuals have been struggling a lot lately. We haven't been talking about virtuals. Things have gotten a little interesting there. They had a recent launch as well. I don't know if it was bundled or anything. It was a pretty big launch. I think it launched at like 40 million market cap. It was like called Halo or something, but I didn't trade it. I did post it in the Discord. I didn't trade it or anything. But looking into virtuals as of right now, we are at that 57-cent mark. I do think that they're still building out. They're looking like they're going to be taking over the agentic layer on both Robinhood and Base. And I think that's going to be pretty big TAM for them. Right now, at a 377 million market cap, the question will they be able to create something innovative or get more attention to get back up to that $5 mark? You guys know we killed virtuals and its ecosystem. We're going to talk about that ecosystem a little bit later too, because I'm starting to see a little bit of comparisons, especially with stockbrokers. Recently, we're starting to see Jesse and them, they're starting to do their little builder call where they're going to start to fund or, you know, support the builders on Base, which they previously didn't do, right? So all this Robinhood stuff, them getting onto Ansom's podcast, Ansom telling them, you know, y'all got to really start supporting the builders here. I think this is something that they have actually listened to, and you can see here, they're going to have builder grants, creator grants, regional spotlight, ecosystem fund, accelerators, and more. So we'll see if they're able to shake things up a little bit, because we did also have the conversation in Discord. Me and one of my guys, he called Base a failure, and I said it's not a failure, of course, but that's a lot. We're going to talk about that in a different time. I actually want to talk about that when Jay's on, because it's going to be a good conversation there. Base coins right now, no one's really excited on Base to look onto Base. My portfolio does have some Base coins on here, but I really haven't been paying attention to my main portfolio. Honestly, I just leave it there, and then my plan is to DCA back into that main portfolio towards the end of the summer here. So that's in September. We're going to add more into that portfolio. If you want to know the portfolio, you guys let me know. You guys should already know which one is going to be in there. Peak. That is going to be the big one. That's going to be in that portfolio here. I told you guys, I'm probably going all in on robotics. Right, that's the sector no one's really talking about as of right now, and I believe it's probably the most undervalued sector, and probably the the sector that can make you the most money if you play this right and you hit the right ones. Right, so ZBCN. I really haven't looked into ZBCN. I just let them do them. That's another community, cult-like community. We'll see how they are building out as well. I do know they're doing something with payroll and things like that. So with the financial system changing, a lot of these are going to be talked about. It could be ZBCN, it could be XRP, XLM, Adera. It could be all of those as going to be talked about in the new financial system. But we have to wait and see how that is going to play out. That's a long roadmap. Now getting into the Anthem talk here. Anthem said he's been talking to a bunch of devs here and finding different ways to like incorporate the Anthem token, and he's shipping it in public, right? Pretty cool to see people coming up with ideas that generating buy pressure for Anthem in different creative ways. Now, one of the creative ways that I seen here was through this whole thing where they're doing Anthem dividends, right? Just like ICA, I don't know if I said that right either. Nobody gave a fuck about earning coins of stock that could do 50% per year. We're going to talk about that because that's pretty innovative anyways. But people, we're in crypto. People are going to take that and kind of run with it, right? They want to do a 10x on a 10x, overall 100x. And Anthem pairing can provide that, right? This is coming from now, I think there's this called Manlit. I don't know. I don't play it. It's another meme coin, I guess, that is paired to Anthem, right? Now, with it paired to Anthem, it's going to distribute rewards to Manlit holders, right? So that's kind of a shift onto how people are going to be looking at memes. But we're going to talk about that because I think that's the important part of how memes is changing and how you should be looking at memes, which is why we are going to be having a discussion today about memes versus utility, right? Everything is going to derive back to utility at the end of the day, right? People aren't just going to keep speculating on attention the whole way, right? If you want that coin to stay alive, you need to bring some utility to that token, right? Attention and utility as well. So this is something here that is pretty interesting. Manly here. I don't own any, probably won't be buying any, but it's interesting. We're going to be talking about how stonk.fun. Actually, let me pull it up because this is going to be pretty much. It's going to be. Oh, it was just up there. What a. Do I gotta type it all over again? I hate when it does that. Oh, we could just put SF, right? It was just popped up as a SF. There we go. So this is going to be a new Launchpad. Could this take some market share from Pump Fund? This is going to be the interesting way because we are seeing a lot of new innovation happen where tokens are being launched with stocks, paired to stocks. Butthole. I missed this just because of the name. I didn't even know it was paired to freaking Anthropic. I didn't look at it or anything. I just saw the ticker Butthole. I'm like, what am I doing here? I'm not going to look into this, but this is why you got to be open-minded sometimes, man. If I would have just looked into this a little bit, I forgot what market cap I even saw it at. But if I would have just looked into this a little bit, it's paired with Anthropic. This would have been interesting. You see Anthem here, Forge here, which is paired with OpenAI. This is a new paradigm shift that we're seeing right now. Clanker paired with robo strategy, right? If you think robots is going to be pretty big, an index for it is going to be pretty interesting. Fries, put the fries in a bag. McDonald's here, what? GTA 6, this is probably going to run as soon as the GTA 6 launch happens, right? Things is going to get crazy here. This is about to get crazy on here. Peak or Ex Machina, which one would you go heavier on? And to be honest, right now, my bags is heavy on Peak. My bags is heavy on Peak. I was in a live stream not too long ago. I've been sold. I've been sold. Yeah. I've been sold. I got a video coming out. It's going to be the video that you're going to need to get bullish on Peak if you're not already bullish on Peak. It's the whole Peak thesis, the whole breakdown. what's potentially happening, how the bonding is happening with machines and their tokens, how that's taking peak off the supplies. Sorry if you guys hear all that music. The window is open. Peak all day. Absolutely, absolutely. But Ex Machina, I'm not gonna lie, I like Ex Machina, just like Robo Strategy. I like Robo Strategy as an index, all right, as an index for robotics. It's pretty interesting. Am I still in Kite? No, I'm not. I was trading Kite the whole way, up and down, and then I eventually sold. I told you guys, one big thing I had with Kite pretty much here was the fact that they have unlocks coming, right? That unlock, we don't know how it's going to affect. I'm just trying to go back into here. We don't know how things is going to affect it, right? We've seen major unlocks happen. Peak was one that just went all the way down just from the unlocks itself, right? So right now, looking into it here, you're looking about just under about a 5x difference from the circulating supply to the max supply here. The unlock should be happening. When did this come out? I'm not even logged into Crypto Rank to get their unlocks here. That's also what I'm going to be adding back into the HQ. We had it for quite a little bit of time here, but it wasn't as good. So we're going to be bringing unlocks into the HQ very soon here, just for us to see everything that is being unlocked here. But where is this at? Where was I? Yeah. So with the unlocks coming, we don't know how things is going to play out for this, right? It's already at a $238 million market cap. Will they be able to continue to fight off the sell pressure, right? Because that's the big thing, is the sell pressure that's going to be coming from these unlocks. So we'll see pretty much how this is going to play out. But right now, I am not in it. I do like what they're building. It may be a mid-cycle type pump, or it could just pump in the beginning of the cycle right now. But they just building pretty much. Supervisor, yo, hold on, supervisor. I haven't seen my guy in a minute. What up? Pools. Yes, we was trading pools, man. We was trading pools, but I eventually got out of pools because I figured it's not going to be Uniswaps. Like, they're not going to make a token for their Launchpad, right? That was the speculation behind it, on why people was trading it. I don't see them making another token. It's probably all going to be used with the Uni token as well, going to flow into Uni. But I was trading pools, man. Unless you mean another pools, you let me know what you're talking about there. You let me know. Yeah. So we was talking about the Black Bull. We was talking about that, right? And then recently, now let's get into some of this meme talk here. So when I tell you guys, I don't feel like buying some of these meme coins at a certain market cap because I don't know what's going to happen, right? So if it's at like 2 million, 1 million, I'm not too comfortable getting into it and seeing. You could go on FOMO, seeing people at up 60K, up 100K. Obviously, they may not be able to sell all that depending on the liquidity and things like that, but they can crash the entire market, right? And you can see here, I don't know what happened this day here. This was off that Cake coin. It got up to like a little bit above 80 million. Something happened, dropped all the way down. And of course, somebody did an insane trade. I forgot his name. I think Ash or something. I don't know. He did an insane trade, put like 10K right here, and got out with like 50K or something, right? the balls you gotta have to just throw money in right here is crazy. But Rodney puts out this tweet. If you're new to crypto, then you need to follow. You need to know this. Insiders, bundlers, and developers are always going to eat. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I agree. There's nothing wrong with it. You just gotta make sure you get fed too. For me, I'd rather just get fed on something else that's not just pumping so crazy here. You can just see just from this right here. Yeah. I can skip out on that. Right? But this is here. This is what I'm talking about. This Ash Robin guy. Right? I listened to this whole video. He essentially talks about how, it's an emotional roller coaster trading these meme coins, right? And how he lost 50K and made 50K trading meme coins in the same like 48 hours or 24 hours he was doing it all. And this game is really tough to play, right? A lot of you guys aren't going to be, one, playing with the size pause that he's playing with. Two, won't be able to take profits at a certain time, right? You'll get caught up in the whole quote unquote community aspect of the token and then miss out on your gains because people are telling you it's going higher, right? It potentially could go higher, but they're going to keep saying it's going to go higher again and higher again, right? And that keeps you in there much longer than you should have been in there, right? I've been caught in that. A lot of people have been caught in that, right? So a lot of you guys won't be taking the profits, and then you have the potential where at some point in time there's going to be people that want to take their profits, whether that's the insiders, the bundlers, the developers, whoever, right? At some point in time, let's say you bought right here because you got sold on it. You were starting to make money. You probably didn't take profits because you wanted to go higher. You wasn't happy. Let's say you got in at a 30 million market cap. You're not going to take profits at like 60, 80 because you're probably not happy with that 2.5x gain, right? And then this happens. Now you're wrecked. Do you sell and get out? You don't really have nothing when you like your money is gone here, right? Do you hold the dust? What do you do? Who knows, right? At some point in time, some people may just leave the dust there. Some people may sell out and just say fuck it, right? Then it starts to go back up. Now you're pissed. Now you got out. So yeah, that's another thing. But we're going to be covering all of that in this little meme side of things because memes are very interesting right now in the whole crypto space. Right now, some of the biggest memes, of course, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, right? Pepe, SPX 6900. I still don't believe how people sold out on this flipping the traditional markets. I still don't know. Murad is a pretty good marketer here, man. Pretty good marketer, right? You got Peanut here. Peanut ran to like $1 billion, I think. I don't even know, right? But there's a lot of meme coins that's going to come out on a daily. That's the pools. Figured you traded it. What about Wallet? Here, your thoughts? Wallet reminds me a lot about Tibber, man. It's a lot like Tibber. Obviously, they don't like to hear it, but I don't like the stealth aspect to it. I did talk about it in the live stream before, and the guy that did the whole the detective work, he has found who's it's connected to. The wallet is obviously connected to the Robinhood team and things like that. But again, since it's so stealth, we don't know what it is. It's just speculation. So since I saw that like 6 million market cap, obviously if you get bought into the whole speculation, you may want to buy it, right? Because we seen Tibber run crazy. Like, is it up here? Oh, they only got it up here. I gotta go on deck screener. We seen Tibber, and we caught Tibber at like 80 million or something in the Discord, right? But by then, a lot of the gains have happened on Tibber from like the early days. And then I did see, what is it going to be used for? Like, what are we going to be using Wallet for? There's just too many questions. So for me, I'm just like, I'll stick out of it. I'll just stay out of it. If I catch the news early enough, or if I see a cluster forming that's buying this as of right now, I may trade it. But again, I don't know what is going to be happening from it, just because it's stealth. There's nothing to like really, with stealth projects, you have nothing you can really speculate like that'll drive more attention to it. It's just hearsay until something happens, right? Let's look at what is Tibber doing. Now, Tibber is crazy that it has such a high market cap and still no one knows exactly what it's doing. All right, we seeing it here. Like, this is crazy. Like, you see, if you would have bought Tibber here on that speculation that altcoin was posting the whole time, you probably would have made a big bag, right? It ran all the way up to $500 million off of just stealth. We don't even know what it's still building. And now Robinhood is out. People are connecting a little bit more of the dots, but still, stealth, we still don't know what's happening at all. Any news on Toshi? Toshi is a meme coin. I don't know what news would be on Toshi, my guy. Let me look into Toshi though, because what is that? That was like the base meme. Right now, a lot of liquidity is coming out of base, so people are focused on Robinhood. People are really focused on Robinhood, so that's going to be hurting a lot of these base altcoins, which is why my portfolio is actually what's in my portfolio that's on base. We have Pod that's on base. Let me check. Hold on. Let me go on my thing real quick and just tell you guys exactly what's on base that's in my portfolio. Oh, TIG. We got DM that's on base. So yeah, I'm just gonna be waiting. hopefully I do only have. Oh, I have Banker as well on base. Keld is on Solana. I'm waiting on that one too. So yeah, right now we're gonna wait and see what base does to bring back some attention over to their ecosystem. Am I gonna focus on memes or utility coins for the rest of the year? Come on now, you know my channel. You know my channel. I leave the memes to all the other people. I only cover them for topics for the day that is going to be happening. Will I be trading them on my own? Absolutely. If I get them early enough, I will be trading meme coins. And it's a part of the game. You're going to be trading them, but it's never going to be like my focus. I'll trade meme coins to flip out of them and get into what's my focus, which is utility. I seen somebody talking. I got into these Twitter spaces because I've been joining a lot of Twitter spaces lately. Because honestly, CT has been pretty fun. I actually put out the tweet not too long ago. I put CT has been fun. Like this is the most Twitter spaces I've tuned into since like NFTs were hot, right? That's like 2019 to 2023's like bear market, right? This is a lot of, like, I've been into a lot of these Twitter spaces. I'm hearing a lot of these guys talk about meme coins, of course. One guy mentioned trade where is your edge, trade what you good at, pretty much, right? Meme coins I'm not good at. I'm not there. I can't be like, I'll look at a meme coin and be like, oh, this is a good one, and it really does take off. I got to get lucky. But with like AI utility coins, I could do my DD there and then, you know, make my own luck, as they would like to say, right? So that's the one thing I stay within my edge, just like they say, stay in your lane. I always stay in my lane. Always stay in my lane. All right. Greeny puts out this tweet. If everyone is talking about it, then you're already late to the trade. No one is talking about it, then you're early, right? That, I like this. If everyone's talking about this meme coin, either there is pretty much at the pico top, or we're getting close to the top, right? Which is why when I say you guys bring up a meme coin to me, it's no dig at you guys or anything like that, but I've built my own tools to help me spot things, right? I'm not in the biggest group chats. I'm not in the bundlers group chats. I'm not in the biggest KOLs group chats or anything like that. So I'm not going to get on them early, but by the time it leaves that group chat and starts to circulate all over CT, some of the times you're pretty late onto that, right? You're pretty late, right? So something like a meme coin, you would have thought it's a fair launch, but essentially there's been like these side wallets, these little wallets. This is why FOMO is a little dangerous. FOMO, the whole thing is dangerous, but the app as well is a little dangerous as well if you're not playing it right? Because FOMO is a public thing. People can see what you're buying, but they still can't connect you to other different wallets that most people in crypto have a bunch of wallets, meaning there's a bunch of side wallets, right? That can all get into those, right? So he, Star Platinum, you know, pretty much talks about it here. Those wallets were funded from the same source. Chain Atlas flagged it, right? And this is based off of how meme coin insiders are making money, right? You're going against some people in this space. These are your KOLs, your top guys, you know, your top guys in these group chats. Even if they're not in the group chat, they may know somebody that's in the group chat, and they may get the information that way, right? So you're like really you're really fighting an uphill battle here, right? And I'm not saying it can't happen with utility coins, but with utility coins you can speculate much further than what you can with a meme coin. A meme coin is just strictly attention based, but we're going to get into that exactly because one of my other guys put out a good tweet on that, right? If you find a token on CT, you're pretty much late. You're the last link in the chain. It goes from TG, developer groups, insiders, alpha callers, calls, alpha groups, Discord groups, CT. So if you're doing a lot of research on CT, sometimes it's very hard, but something like a utility coin like stockbrokers, you've seen it all over CT at a bunch of different market caps. I even made a video on it and it was like, was it like 8 million? No, it was like 8 million or something. I don't know, something like that around there, right? And it started to pump a little bit more. But even though you're hearing something on stockbrokers, I'm gonna save the stockbrokers thing until a little bit later there. We'll save that, right? Now, the reason this particular post right here is the reason I wanted to do this live stream here, because I believe this live stream is very important, right? I want to be, I'm gonna say, I guess I'm a contrarian, right? But I also feel like most people that come into crypto are contrarians as well, right? You see something very different. It's either you're a futurist or you're a contrarian to the whole system, and you come into crypto and you find it You find a way to make money in this space, right? But when it comes down to meme coins, I see everyone is on this whole thing here, and it's perpetuated by the same people that were big onto NFTs, right? And I'm starting to see it, right? Onboarding in crypto comes in a few ways, right? For me, let's say if you got into crypto before 2019, you were onboarded through probably the idea of utility, right? For most of us, if you got into crypto like 2014 and below, that was probably Bitcoin, Ethereum type era type nonsense, right? After that, you got called on to utility aspect. Like for me, if you guys go onto my channel right now, if you guys go onto my channel, scroll to the first video I made. My first video was talking about T-Food, right? That is because one, my first altcoin that I bought was XVG, right? The whole privacy narrative and things like that. But as I kept doing research into crypto, the narratives, the idea of utility and how blockchain is going to affect the real world stuck with me a lot more than other people, right? So I started to look into how blockchain is going to affect supply chain industry and things like that. This is why I started to get big into T-Food, V-Chain, Origin Trail. All of these like supply chain things were like my bread and butter, right? That was the thing that got me into crypto. Now 2019 and up, right? You're now getting into meme coins. This is like the era of people that got into meme coins, right? That's the people that got into Dogecoin very early, Shiba, those type things, right? At the end of that, some other people got onboarded through NFTs. NFTs was pretty much one of the, I see a comment here too. Let me highlight it real quick before I continue on. Can you check out BIP and Grid? Yes, we're going to get into that. Actually, after I'm done with the meme coin section, talking about meme coins, we're going to get into that, right? Wolf is the sheep of Robinhood. I don't know. I don't even know what Wolf is. I think NFTs are going to move. Yes, we're going to talk about NFTs in the stockbroker section. But yeah, one way in crypto people got onboarded was NFTs as well, right? That's the idea of community, right? You know, feeling special. I don't know about you guys, buying or minting an NFT, then going into the Discord. You gotta, have that Discord bot read your wallet, and it shows that you got the NFT. Now you get into it, you feel a little exclusive, right? You're part of a little community. People are following. I remember, I swear to you, before I had this PFP right now, before I created my own PFP, I had an NFT PFP. People were just following me just because I had the NFT, right? It was like a whole community thing. You'll get into their spaces, everybody's talking, you find out about people and things like that. That's the true idea of community, right? And people try to tie that into NFT, into meme coins, which I believe, for me personally, I don't believe it's ever going to get tied into meme coins because of the simple fact that more people are more interested with their P&Ls than they are with the community. Obviously, everyone is worried about their own pockets at the end of the day. Like, you want to make your own money at the end of the day, rather than having someone hold. You can't be up $10,000 on a meme coin that you got in with $100 and not take profits on that, right? That's just the one thing. So Ethan puts out this tweet: meme coins are the end game. Crypto first became popular because you could buy Bitcoin and in a year you could 10x your money. I don't think that's the exact reason why Bitcoin was popular. It's more popular because of the whole digital aspect of it being, gold. And then having it also be kind of private a little bit, but not so private. Obviously that changes over time as well, right? And it was a scarce asset. It is very hard for you to accumulate a lot now. Before you could get a lot, right? That eventually stopped being possible. So altcoins had a run, which also eventually died out. That never died out because every cycle altcoins run, right? 2021, you had Launchpads popping up left and right, Polkadot altcoins left and right. 2023 and up here, you just in AI and all of that, right? So yeah, then came NFTs. Picture where monkey and membership to BYC went from $20 to $500K. This died out, obviously. Yeah, that died out too, right? Finally came meme coins. I would say meme coins actually came before NFTs. NFTs became a little bit more popular towards the end of the 2021 bear market, right? 2021, you had everyone talking about Dogecoin and things like that. We're going to also get into that. Meme coins are essentially the abstracted abstracted first principle asset that takes the only thing anyone has actually ever cared about in crypto, which is making ridiculous returns from basically nothing. Yes, that is absolutely true. But him saying it's the end game here is where I had to disagree. Obviously, you can see my tweet here. I say it's the end game. Sure, people don't care about the tech. Yes, a lot of people don't care about the tech, but that's something that is being built over time, right? The tech, you're starting to see Clarity Act. You're getting a bunch of bills to, clarify what could be built and what could be used in this space as of right now. Meaning we are getting clarity, as the name states, on what tech could we use. So those that are beaten up right now, you can actually invest into them, and later on that can be a big gain for you. The thing is, people don't have the patience to wait for that 10x, 100x, or whatever on these like utility coins, because it takes obviously a lot of time. And you're starting to see people on CT talk about, I'm flipping 50k, making 50k, losing 50k, making 100k. Then you got FOMO. You're starting to see people just throw big bags or something. You're kind of feeling the exact quote unquote FOMO on these altcoins, where you feel like you could have been making money on here, right? But I said, either you're going to get on board with what's being built, or you're going to miss out due to gambling, right? Crypto will not be defined by meme coins. It will be defined by tech in the long haul. And you're starting to see meme coins also take a part of utility and add it to what they have going on. We're going to talk about that as well. But he goes on to say, people have been saying that for 15 years. Polymarket, Kalshi, the most popular crypto consumer products of all time. Those are tech that's also built, but it's tech to also take advantage of people's interest in gambling and meme coins, right? So it's tech still. It's just, the idea of it on people gambling onto meme coins. You should look up how many people lose money every year on sports betting. I looked at my FanDuel account and saw how much I lost. I was like, God damn, right? But it's fun at the end of the day. For me, I love watching football, basketball with some money on the line, where I can root for certain people and things like that. And then we're starting to figure out some of these basketball players, they selling. Like, what's his name? I forgot that guy's name. He just got caught in that whole gambling ring for shaving points and things like that. Like, it's a whole different thing here. But this is something that made me really want to talk about this, because I do feel like a lot of people have lost a lot of the plot on what's going on, right? Dogecoin became the most popular meme, not just because it was a meme, right? I don't know if you guys even realize, people were more so speculating on how it's tied to Elon, right? Elon starts talking about it. People start to figure out, what is Elon going to be using Dogecoin for, right? People saw that you could use Dogecoin as a payment support for Tesla. People were speculating, what is he going to say on SNL? And then at that time as well, there wasn't so many meme coins out there that you can gamble on. So people were actually, that idea of a community kind of built out with Dogecoin as well. That Dogecoin millionaire, he held for how long and still didn't sell. He was up millions of dollars and didn't sell, right? Which is crazy for him, but he made money at the end of the day, right? And now you're starting to get the idea where there's more and more memes just being launched here, where the rotation is so crazy. People are getting with a big bag onto a meme coin and get a 2x and get out, right? That hurts the coin overall in the long term a little bit more. I wish I had Jay on stream today to really talk about this, and AK. These are the meme coin guys here, right? Crude Cat. What is Crude Cat? Crude Cat is another meme coin. Not to mention RIP XRP. XRP straight diet. I have no takes on XRP. Eventually we will see how it will play out. Those guys, that's a relentless community of people over there. They are some big proponents of XRP, man. Funny enough, I liked XRP my first I want to say first year. Then I started to XLM, and then I got off of both. I don't know. All right. What was we going to talk about? Cashcat here, right? We was going to get into a little bit of the cashcat stuff because of the meme coin. But let's check out Blip and let's check out Grid here, and then If you're still there, Steve, let me know. Let me know. We're going to get into that convo before we get more into the meme coin sector here of talking of everything here. Blip. I think this is like the agent that was on virtuals, right? I did see that little spike. I saw the little spike on the hack, man. I gotta get a new keyboard, guys. I gotta get a new keyboard. Look. I gotta get a new keyboard, man. Alright. Did you mean, is it? I'm pretty sure you meant that one, the green one, but let me look. Is this are you talking about the meme, or are you talking about the one on virtuals? I'm talking about this one, right? Nah, it's not even up here. I think it's on virtuals. Let me know which one you was talking about, but you also talked about grid. Grid has been highlighted by virtuals a lot, but again, to what was his name, Ghost was saying, a lot of people aren't really too bullish on some of these virtual altcoins. Now, I'm obviously always looking to virtuals because that has made me a substantial amount. Of course, it got me to a lot to where I'm at now. So I'm always looking to this, but I have seen virtuals posted them a lot. Grid themselves, I think it had to do with like prediction markets, if I'm not mistaken, right? Let me grid arena here. Yeah, the first prediction of market for stocks and tokens, right? So this could be interesting, and they are getting pushed by virtuals a lot, but it's just that virtuals does not have that luster, that cachet that they used to have, right? If virtuals would have retweeted this back 2024, 2025, it would have took off. It would not be $1 million market cap right now. Not saying they're not building anything cool. It just might be because people aren't really interested in the utility side or in the virtual ecosystem as of right now, because we in a Launchpad battle right now. We are in a Launchpad battle. We are in a meme coin. Meme coin, like, I don't even want to say super cycle because Murad just gonna pop up out of nowhere, but like we like in a meme coin little era, right? However long this is going to last, we don't know. People are just having fun right now on chain in this bear market, right? Maybe when things get a little frothy, a little bit more bullish, people are going to start to get into coins like this here. But let me go into, because you did say bleep on virtuals, right? Thoughts on Karma. I do like Karma, but Karma is also, it's a wallet, right? Hold on, but before I get into Karma, let's look into virtuals. Let's get into the virtual side of things here. Before I get into that one, let's get into bleep. Sorry, I want to bleep. I can't. Okay. So bleep, what was it doing again? I forgot what it was doing again, but it did have that little pump. Yeah, like that little pump. That's actually not the full pump here. So let's look at the past 12 days here. Yeah, see, it had that pump right there. So now I'm pretty sure it's on a lot more people's radar. But what was it doing again? I wanted to look in. Who's their X, man? It's the owner, bleep.xyz. This is the X. I don't remember exactly what they was doing. A verifiable agent layer for performance-driven trading. So autonomous trading, the verifiable agent layer for performance-driven trading. Bleep is the trading intelligence you can prove, turning agents' decision into forward verifiable records, which are committed by outcomes. I don't know. I am bullish on the idea of AI agents trading for you, right? So eventually this is going to be something, let me see, they could track pretty much their trading, right? Entry size, yes. If I'm bullish on Sherwood, it'll be hard for me not to say I don't like bleep, right? Because I do believe that at some point in time, right, whether that's within a year or two, remember, Anthropic is dropping models, right? We won't be surprised this month here if a new model comes from like Anthropic, comes from ChatGPT, comes from Kimi, comes from Minimax, right? These models are getting smarter and smarter by the day, right? Eventually, they will be so good that they can trade on your behalf, right? You can give them a task to trade for you. Remember, I stopped using my AI agent to trade prediction markets for me because it did start losing some money for me. Even though I was giving it the skills and things like that to get better at doing it, but it was losing trades for me, right? So I have paused it. I'm waiting for models to get a little bit better now. I haven't tested it with the new model of Kimmy K, the new model of Minimax yet. Maybe at some point in time I will get back to testing it out with the AI agent to trade prediction markets via banker for me, right? So yeah, I do like the concept here. It is at a nice little market cap as well, and it's on Robinhood. I think a lot more attention should be coming to some of these agents, but again, virtuals is at a point where I don't know if people are really interested too much on some of like the little micro caps that's launching from them, because a lot of stuff has been happening with them. Even though these guys are like an A plus team, yo, they like an A plus team, right? So it's just gonna be interesting to see how it plays out. Now for Karma here, thoughts on Karma, right? Looking at Karma, Karma is also on virtuals if I'm not mistaken. All right, yeah. This to me is another social trading app, right? It's a social trading app if I'm not mistaken. Trading is becoming social. Yes. It's another social trading app live in the Apple App Store, Google Play. You can swap, you can do all of this, right? My question is, how is this going to how is this going to beat out FOMO? How is this going to be out pump fund? Are they paying people to start trading on there, right? Because there's another social trading app here that not too many people are actually even like hip to, called gg.xyz, right? So you can see a bunch of these new social trading apps are coming out. So this whole thing is going to be tough to win out, especially if they got a whole like altcoin attached to it. Where's going to be the benefit of me holding the altcoin besides discounted fees and things like that, right? Do I get like a little bit of drip from the altcoins that are not launched on there but traded on there? What, I don't know. That's just the question that comes from it. You can see here people are posting their thesis on GG right now. I did get on this as well. I always test out these products, man. I always got to test out these products, right? I don't have a referral link. I should have a referral link, but until one of these guys sponsor me, I don't know if I want to, right? So Karma, I hope that answers the question, because I don't know where it can go from here. It's at about 800k market cap, 1.1 million market cap. I don't know. Toshi, base meme's gonna do well. Possible. Base has got a lot to do, man. Base got a lot to do to get users back excited to get trading on Base. Now I'm not gonna turn my back on Base. Right? I'm always talk about Base. I do believe Base is the agentic ecosystem. I think AI agents will take off on Base. They have their X402 as the product, right? Yeah, so I do think that Base will do well. RWAs will be more tied to Robinhood. That's my whole thesis going forward, of course, but we will see. Did I get into stockbrokers? No, yo. I'm actually upset about not getting into stockbrokers, right? Let me bring up my video real quick. I just want to bring up my video real quick. Let me bring up this video. Let's see at what price I talked about stockbrokers. I wasn't early to the stockbrokers meta, right? Like I was actually in the long haul of things, it will seem like I was early to stockbrokers, but there were some people out there talking about stockbrokers before I really got hip to it. Because I told you, when I saw stockbrokers, I pretty much written it off as a meme coin. Obviously, I was widely wrong about that. They had a lot more things going. I didn't even know the dev was from like 8chain and all of that. Hold on, I was just bringing up on the back end here. Let's see. Let me see. Okay. So stockbrokers here, because we're going to talk about stockbrokers in this live stream. I do believe stockbrokers will be the virtuals of Robinhood. Sorry. Right there. Let's get right here. Stockbrokers, 9 million market cap. FDV, 16 million. Am I kicking myself for not buying at those prices? Absolutely. Right. Also, because we are in a bear market, I'm I was thinking that this was going to come back down. I was thinking this was going to come back down. Was I wrong? Man, I was fucking wrong. Will I buy into it? That's a tough question. Because to be honest, if you guys look into my virtuals video, actually, let me save stockbrokers for a little bit later, because we're going to talk about all the stockbroker stuff there. Let me just see the comments here before we continue on with the meme section of things here. There's a lot to talk about, man. There's a lot to talk about. When it comes to karma, I don't really care about the social finance side of it either. I'm more interested in where they go with virtuals, RWAs, and agentic AI. Okay, I actually, give me a little bit more on that. Give me a little bit more on that. Are they building like AI agents into the social finance of things though? Like, are they going to have like, you know, portfolio managers on this app here with AI agents? Like, are they going to have tokenized stocks being traded on this social finance here pair? Like, all of this. Give me a little bit more detail, of course, because I really have not looked into karma. I seen that it launched and I just saw it was a social finance app. I was like, all right, cool. I'm not too interested in the social layer of things. I also didn't get into stockbrokers and invested in Up instead, and it got down. Yo, we're going to talk about Up in another video. I'm going to talk about Up and Banter in a different video, because these are the two dexes that I think that could potentially have some decent like momentum in terms of a dex on a new chain, right? I wrote dex. Let's Up right now. They finally fixed their tokenomics on CoinGecko here, right? So it is at a 1 million market cap right now. That is amazing, in my opinion. That is amazing. If they are able to capture a small slither of all the action that is happening on Robinhood, right? Take some market share from Uniswap, SushiSwap. Potential. Mind you. Mancer is at 10 million market cap. Let me just go on to this right here. It's at 10 million market cap. We have it posted right there just because we're going to talk about it then. But mind you, looking at Arrow, you'll see some similarities here. When Arrow first came out, base, nobody was talking about base, right? The action was not too crazy on base. If you was in the Discord group, you saw when we got into base, we got into Arrow. Arrow was around 5 million or so. Can we get it's not going to tell me fully. Yeah, it was like 5 million, right? Yeah, even 1 million, right? Even 1 million market cap. So you can see some similarities there, right? I'm not saying it's going to be the same thing. Let's say things play out the same way it played out with base, right? Bull market comes around a little bit, like, you know, shit gets a little frothy, then it starts taking up there. Or you find out the Robinhood Ventures invested into Up. Remember, that is going to be a key thing we're going to have to pay attention to, is what Robinhood projects are being supported by their money. Not just listing onto Robinhood, because that's going to be big, but supported by their money as well, right? So could Up get supported by Robinhood? That is going to be key. Seven Fink, was good. Hi there. Welcome into the stream. You're coming in at prime time. I actually went a little bit earlier today because I am going to be going out a little bit earlier than expected because I have some things to do. So I had to go live. I said I was going to go live at 4 o'clock. So some of you guys may just be starting to trickle in as of right now. But getting into everything here, back into cashcat here, right? So we're back into the meme side of things. You guys saw the comments earlier. People were talking about cashcat getting listed on Robinhood and things like that, right? This thing, you guys, when Robinhood went live, when the RPC went live, I posted it in my Discord group. This is to let you know I stick to my plan, right? And it might wreck me. It might either wreck me, it might play out well for me, or in this case here, you can see I'm sidelined, right? RPC for Robinhood goes live. Posted in my Discord group. I'm like, yo, Robinhood is live. We need to get on Robinhood immediately. We get on Robinhood. We see cashcat, 5 million market cap. I look at it. I said, that is way too far gone for me. Way too far gone. Was it too far gone? Hell no, because it ran all the way up to 200 million, right? I didn't know the lore about Robinhood being called cashcat before. I didn't know all of that. As people start to get in, we see Vlad starts to follow cashcat. I'm like, okay, this is not okay. All right, this is not okay. Eventually I was thinking it was going to come back down. It did come back down to $38 million. Then is this we see this. We see fresh wallets load up on cashcat. Everyone is, I don't know if people were there. Obviously there's some on-chain sleuths out there that actually have all the types of things, that the tools. That's another reason I'm going to be making this alpha surge. I'm changing the alpha surge a little bit. We're going to be following some different things here. We're going to be making this better so we don't miss out on a move like what cashcat just did here, right? Because there's a lot of buys here. Right? Anyone could have caught this. You checking on deck screener, you're checking on your AI agents, whatever it may be, you could have caught this. They loaded up on cashcat. 2 days later, it gets listed onto Robinhood, right? Insider, yes. Did they come out with a bag? Yes. Did people get wrecked up there? Yes. All of those are all true at the same freaking time, right? Now, this also leads me into what Connor has to say here. For degens complaining about cashcat right now, hear me out. Read this. Crypto is an attention economy. Now read on. I don't want to go too far into it. He's pretty much talking about how we got to let things die out for cashcat and eventually reload and add into cashcat, right? Right now he says it will go back down because Bitcoin is flat right now. This is the key part that a lot of people miss out on. They forget that Bitcoin runs the entire market pretty much. If Bitcoin starts to go down, all your altcoins will go down, right? That's especially when they're paired to something like Ethereum, they're going to go down. Paired to AVAX, they're going to go down. All the altcoins on any chain are paired to like the parent chain token, right? And then now you got stocks here that creates a whole different issue, but later on down the line that may be something, right? But essentially you can see he's talking about loading up on cashcat eventually. But the thing is, what we're also noticing with like cashcat and things like that, this is going to be something talked about, well, not talked about by Clemente here, but he's giving his reasons on why he probably got out of cashcat, because he missed out on a trade. My problem with cashcat was never it's going to get listed, it wouldn't get listed on Robinhood. It was that the team started to announce different things, working with anonymous market makers, doing a Launchpad, etc. And it went from a meme coin to a crypto project. Why does a meme coin need a team? That was enough for me to sell and cut losses. Again, this now ties back to what I said earlier, right? Where is this tweet here, right? Did I find it? Where is this guy? Ethan, right there. It says meme coin is the end game of everything. But you can see here, the biggest meme coin on Robinhood started to do different things to stay afloat, right? Obviously, there's going to be a team. People are realizing meme coins are just going to be for the attention for however long, right? It's like that one girl you just see, right? She's bad, maybe 2 years, like you give her attention for a little bit, right? If she's not messing with you, hopefully you're a decent man, you know, don't simp over it, right? A week or two she's not messing with you, some people may cut her off about a week, right? A month or two she's not messing with you, some people may cut her off a week, right? Stop giving attention or whatever it may be. Meme coins are kind of the same thing, right? But it's in a different is packaged differently, right? The meme coin, it gains attention due to whatever it is, who was pushing it, the potential catalyst, right? And then after that catalyst happens, right? So for cashcat right now, the catalyst, everybody was waiting for when cashcat was going to get listed on Robinhood. That catalyst happened. It shot it up to 200. It shot it back up to like, what is it? Shot it up, right? It got up to like a 115. From all the way down here, about 39 million market cap, the catalyst happens, right? Now the catalyst is gone. People are starting to sell out of it, right? But now they can survive a little bit longer because they added something to that meme coin outside of just attention, outside of just making me and you look at it and be like, oh yeah, when is Robinhood's listing going to happen? Robinhood listing now happened. What is next? When people can't figure out what's next for the project, they start to the project starts to die down. They start to get out of the project, right? So cashcat now adds hold on, I didn't want to talk about this part just yet. I didn't want to talk about that part just yet. So it's highlighted because that's another part for meme coins. But cashcat now adds a launchpad, right? I don't think people are really talking or thinking about this. They add less cash. Now, they probably added this already. They already was anticipating a Robinhood launch. They probably already knew they was going to get. Why am I not favorite this? I should have favored this because I should be reading this, but I didn't read into it. Right. So now they have a launchpad. This launchpad is here. There's nothing, no crazy runner on here, obviously. Right. No crazy runner on here. Actually, the biggest runner here is Levy. Is Lev Cat or whatever it may be. Serious Cat here. They got all of this stuff here. I think they got V4 hooks onto it as well, right? But now the utility is here. You can see, you guys go onto the tokenomics here. 25% buys cashcat and burns it, right? And you can see how much has been destroyed so far. Another 25% for the treasury. Another 50% for the platforms, runs for the platforms, right? So you can see how they're using cashcat. They're using your attention to keep your attention here, to see what's going on, and that creates a little bit of like a community type thing. I'm not gonna say a full community, but more people that want to utilize what's coming from here. What they need is a successful launch. But a little not game theory, but you could think, you could speculate on something. Robinhood lists cashcat. Robinhood lists cashcat. Cashcat has a launchpad. Does that mean Robinhood kind of chose cashcat as their launchpad? I don't know. Will there be some successful launches on cashcat that lead to a Robinhood listing? I don't know. But that's other things you can start to speculate on now with cashcat. You can hold the token, right, for whatever is going to happen later on. You can also now pay attention to the actual ecosystem a little bit more. How can this actually tie into Robinhood a little bit more, right? This is going to get interesting with cashcat, right? I don't hold any cashcat. I'm not an owner of cashcat's token, but I'm kind of now looking at things differently here to what could potentially happen with cashcat going forward or whatever. But that's the thing though. They now added something that keeps them afloat, added something than just more attention. Even though we're in attention-based, attention-based economy or whatever, the thing with attention is, they said clout is a drug, right? That drug, you need to keep feeding that drug. Like you need to keep feeding that addiction. You need to keep people coming back, tuning in, right? The only way you're going to do that is by adding something to the project for people to speculate on. Anthem. What Anthem now done? First, Anthem created a little flywheel. His show gives out thousands of dollars of Anthem tokens. People create content around Anthem token. They earn Anthem token, right? They got like a clipper thing. People are earning Anthem token. Now, people are looking into adding Anthem as a pair, right? So now Anthem is becoming more than just a creator / meme coin. It's becoming like a backbone of something that is being built over time. So you kind of see where I'm going with this. Eventually, meme coins are going to need to do something more than just fish for attention. That leads to the meme coin narrative stock, the meme stock narrative, right? Which is emerging as a hybrid of meme coins and tokenized equities. Unlike traditional meme coins, these assets are paired with regulated tokenized US stocks and distribute tokenized equities as holder rewards, creating a structural link between a speculative trading and real world asset. You guys can already look into that. So GME, you got Butthole. I don't like some of these names, but they're going to be having people hold some, like, you got Butthole. What is the other one? Mars Coin, that was on BNB. Fries. We just showed them, right? Where is it? Where did I delete that? I think I got out of it. Yeah, I got out of it. But all of these, this is a new paradigm shift for meme coins. It's not just going to be, oh, I'm gonna sell you on the potential of a community. Oh, I'm gonna figure out what attention is going to drive into this meme coin. No, it's now what am I going to get out of holding this meme coin? right? What am I going to get? Am I going to get the token as like airdrop, as like a dividends? Is it paired to a stock? I don't know, right? People are going to start asking different questions when it comes down to meme coins. Will it happen now? Probably not, right? But I can see going forward, this is going to start to be a thing where people are going to start to look for different ways that meme coins can provide utility. So think about this. I'm not saying it's going to happen now or ever. I don't know. I was just speculating on this, right? Let's say somehow, I don't know. I don't even know if this is a possibility. Let's say Doge gets paired with SpaceX. You know why I called it SpaceX? You can see it is big to Elon and things like that. But let's say Doge gets paired to SpaceX. People that hold Dogecoin now get like a little dividend of SpaceX tokens over, or some other utility or whatever it is. Obviously, Dogecoin probably doesn't even need it because we already seen it. It's been able to come all the way down to 215 million from all the way down. What is it? Am I looking? Oh, sorry. Wrong one. I'm tweaking. I knew that number didn't sound right. Hold on. So now you're looking at Dogecoin, right? Would Dogecoin get up to like damn near 100 billion, right? Hold up. I hate when it's slow, but yeah, it got up to like 100, close to 100 billion, right? Came all the way down to about 10 billion, just a little bit below 10 billion, and has come back up in the previous bull market we was just a part of to about 60 billion, right? And now it's back down to the floors of the last cycle, right? So there's a potential that obviously this has survived multiple cycles and it has been able to get pretty high. Right now, it's probably going to pump next bull market or whatever. But what if there's something added to it, whereas now there's a new pair created, Dogecoin paired to SpaceX. I don't know how it's possible. I don't know. I'm not the dev that could do something like that, but that's just something I'm just talking about, something speculative like that. Let me see. What was it? Cashcat is the. Oh, hold on. Okay, there's more comments here. Gosh, this Robinhood app is laggy. Or do I have funds and tokens or not? And all the tax taking about 30 seconds to complete, and them charging fees. I don't use the Robinhood app. I'll be honest with you. I don't use the Robinhood app. Like, I know things are getting easier, but for me, I particularly just like doing everything on chain where I can just see it. Like I trade on Uniswap. I don't know. Trade within Rabby wallet and things like that. So I don't know exactly. I haven't used the Robinhood app for any crypto stuff. I actually haven't even looked into stocks in a little bit. So I haven't even opened up Robinhood in a long time. So yeah, I really can't tell you what's going on there. Cashcat will be the next bull market Pepe. That's a possibility. Right? Honestly, it's more than likely. Actually, it's more than likely. Private banker. Whoa. Year. Shirley Fortress. ST ETH. W please on Pulse DYOR. I'm not on to Pulse. Is Pulse still around? What's going on with Pulse? Needy made millionaires, bruh. What happened on ETH that people would attract to buy ETH NFTs? I have minted 10. I don't understand that one. What could happen on ETH that people would be attracted to buy ETH NFTs? I think ETH NFTs are like the Grail NFTs, right? That's just where you're going to have your Bored Ape Yacht Club, your Crypto Punks. Those are like the Grail NFTs. I don't know if people are going to go on ETH for minting NFTs. I don't know, but we're just about to get back into NFTs here. Stockbrokers. I knew it was going to be a good one. I saw it first on TikTok a few weeks ago. You talking about cashcat? You saw cashcat on TikTok a few weeks ago? That's crazy. TikTok is a interesting onboarding thing, man. Honestly, I'm going to go back to streaming on TikTok. They banned my previous account. They did me dirty on TikTok, man. I didn't have a lot because I did stop posting on TikTok. The TikTok crowd was too meme coinish for me, and ISO 2022 for me. Anytime I posted something, they're like, "Have you looked into ISO 2022?" I'm like, "Oh my god." Then the meme coin started taking off. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just take a pause from posting on TikTok. Like I was starting to gain a little following. I just got annoyed. P die on Pulse Chain will peg to $1. So tell me, why would I trade it? All right, it's about 50 people in here. Hopefully you guys are liking the stream wherever you're from, right? Kick, Rumble, Twitch, not Twitch. I should be streaming on Twitch, YouTube, X. You guys already know the deal. So yeah, we got into that part. We talked about the meme coins aspect of things. I do think, just to clarify here, memes are not going away. I'm not a hater of memes. I believe more people should be realistic on how they trade memes. Don't get caught up on the idea of quote unquote memes, right? Don't get caught up on that idea. I said quote unquote, sorry, quote unquote community, right? Trade it for what it is. Take your funds out when you can, right? I also believe memes will change from being a meme coin with nothing to something where utility will be added to that meme coin, right? Whether is it being a meme stock, Launchpad like cashcat, some other things, something will be added to the meme coin to keep it going. And I think cashcat is going to be the reason people are going to start to realize that, based off of what I said off the Launchpad, because they clearly got close ties to Robinhood. They got quickly listed onto Robinhood. They had a Launchpad before they got the Robinhood listing. So something interesting is going to be happening here. So I would say follow less cash, and let's see how things is happening. The idea is called less cash. We want to cash. Look at the price now. That's a 500x. P die? What's that? Pulse die? Who even does buy as a stable coin anymore? Yeah, I'm out of here, man. I don't know what y'all talking about, man. I leave that Pulse Chain to you guys, man. If you guys like Pulse Chain, if you're making money, if you can potentially make that 500x, Jeff, make that 500x, man. I'm rooting for you. Robinhood is for RWAs, but are we yet to find a good RWA coin on Robinhood? I'm glad you say that, man. We're gonna get into that. Well, this is where we're gonna be talking about it, right? This is where we're gonna talk about it. Do you like any RWA coins on Robinhood? You know I do. You know I do. You know I do. Index, stockbrokers. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot more that's gonna be launching, right? Robinhood has created something very interesting that we haven't had on any chain, right? Pretty much stock paired tokens, right? Obviously now you're seeing Solana do it as well, but we're getting it directly from Robinhood, issued, backed by Robinhood, right? DAI is the only stable coin without freeze function. I'm pretty sure. Okay, that's cool, my guy. It's a stable coin. Like, what do you want me to say? I'm kind of confused. What you want me to do with the stable coin? Yes, index and stockbroker. Exactly. Index and stockbroker. Exactly. And not to mention, there's probably going to be some other innovative things that's going to launch through virtuals, less cash, pawns. All of these platforms has the potential to launch something very interesting, right? And talking about these launch pads here, Frank puts out this tweet. Well, Uniswap Launchpad was a kind of a nothing burger. Launchpads are commodities now, and the only differentiator is marketing. You can't enter the Launchpad game in 2026 and expect to grow without helping the coins themselves grow. That's a bar. That's true. Which is why I'm telling you this right here. Actually, this part right here. You can't grow without helping the coins themselves grow, which is why I kind of like less cash. Based off of my theory, Robinhood, the listing on Robinhood, somehow, let's say they have like the section where they highlight these altcoins. You can see cashcat, and then you can go into cashcat's launchpad there. I'm telling you, Start to think about that. Right? This is basically off of everything that's been going on. You guys already know. Uniswap, they was teasing a little something here. They was teasing the fact. Hold up, I don't even want to get to that part here because we don't need to get to that part just yet. Sorry, I should have better organized this, but maybe I didn't organize that part. So they was teasing this whole pools thing, right? This whole Launchpad pools, and you guys know, us in the Discord, we traded pools. We actually did pretty good on this. This was a pretty decent trade. I forgot who posted it in the Discord. It wasn't me. It was someone else. I'm pretty sure posted this, and we traded it. We got a nice little trade off of it, right? Nice little trade off of it. But my idea behind pools, I knew to get in and out of this. One, because I knew Uniswap wasn't going to just drop another token, right? There's legal reasons, all of that, but they go ahead and have their own Launchpad. People were kind of like speculating, are they going to partner with Pawns because they were tweeting Pawns? They were tweeting a bunch of Launchpads. They were tweeting Long, XYZ, all of that, but then they go launch their own Launchpad. Now, obviously, I think the one thing that is important to why they launched their own Launchpad and not having a middleman is because this Launchpad game, we've seen it before, right? We understand how big a Launchpad could get, not only by market cap, but by revenue that they could bring in, right? Uniswap wants to keep all that revenue. Obviously, they probably was going to get some revenue off of Pawns or whatever, but maybe they had to give a cut or something. But they now have the opportunity to keep all the revenue that's coming from these Launchpads. The successful Launchpad on Robinhood is going to be crazy. The amount of money that's going to come through here, because Robinhood is already looking like it's going to be that retail chain. It's going to take over from Solana. It's going to beat out Base. Everyone is on here. Everyone's trading their meme coins. The utilities even haven't even come up just yet. So they probably want all the fees to themselves. So that is the one thing I believe made them do this, right? Obviously, we traded Frog, we traded pools. Everyone was looking for something to trade on here. Unicorn Pegasus was posted. This thing ran. They had some lore with Unicorn Pegasus, Unicorn Frog, the League, Hooker. Actually, this is painful. This is painful. Oh my God. I don't even want to talk about it. We're just going to continue on here. I don't even want to talk about it. All right. So yeah, Frog was there. People were speculating on Frog as well, what Frog's connection was to pools, because when you go on to pools.trade, essentially you just see a frog with a pedal and things like that. So people traded this and it pumped up. We even posted it at the chat at 2 million. We was kind of talking about this. I didn't even really trade this at all, but we posted it at 2 million. I didn't trade it. I don't know if someone else traded it. Right now, are we seeing the same playbook going on? What's going on here? All right, what the heck is going on here? So now we got pools.fun. The other Launchpad is called pools.trade. That's from Uniswap. Now, Sushi Swap is dropping their pools.fun. Their pools trading, right? Sushi's classic vampire play is now hitting meme coin launchpads. If you guys don't know the lore, if you wasn't here when this happened, in 2020, Sushi ran the original vampire attack on Uniswap, drained liquidity, and forced Uni to launch. They always been the sharper, faster follower. Now, are we seeing the same thing here? Right? It's funny that we got they started the Dex Wars. They're now starting they're finishing the Launchpad Wars, right? Because now you got pools.fun here. Are they going to vampire attack what Uni is doing here? Interesting thing to this as well is they're signaling something new with Banker. Somehow, Banker deployer bot is tied into this whole Launchpad game. I wouldn't be surprised if Sushi uses Banker's tech to become the X Launchpad. If that like you can ask deployer to launch something instead of it being hosted on Banker. not deploy, sorry, on you can ask banker to deploy something. Instead of it just being on banker, it's on sushi. I don't know, something about them using sushi, using deployers tag, whether that's agentic reasons or not, I don't know. This is something interesting. Sorry if you hear that. Sorry if you hear the sirens. My window is open, right? But this is something to be talked about here. We don't know what's going to potentially come from this, because they're highlighting something here, right? Good tech is loading. Good tech is loading. You can see it. Little sushi here, right? Little sushi here. This actually kind of could lead into a trade. Also, guys, go follow this. Pools _fun. I put the bell notification on because I'm trying to be early to whatever is going to be happening here. I wish they told us what they changed their name from. Or was it always like last on? That's what it says. So this, I don't know. But so what trade could people actually be looking into right now? Right? If you want to play the same playbook you did with Uni, here, because people were looking into Uni's page. You know, they was looking onto the page. It was like, what is going on there? All they saw was a frog. People started trading the frog. I want to just look at these 3 candles here. Look at these 3 candles. Are we seeing something? Could there be a trade here? Flamingo. You may be asking why flamingo, but if you can see it on the screen, the flavor con is a flamingo. That's what people are going at. Actually, I thought people were going to probably trade, I don't know. You got a unicorn here. I don't know why they got a unicorn. They got a frog here. They got a ducky here. I don't know. Right? But people started trading this goddamn flavor con of a flamingo. So obviously I'm here. We're gonna trade it together too. We're gonna see what's gonna happen with this right now. Flamingo. Any CT people recommend following getting alpha on Robinhood coins? Yeah. Let me see. I'll say right now the only person I can really think of. Obviously, you're going to start to have more of the virtual people start to come into Robinhood as well. If you haven't noticed, a lot of the people that have been trading on virtuals is actually going to be trading on here as well. So some of the content creators that were big on virtuals may continue to be big on Robinhood. But for right now, specifically, I would say go follow Greeny. Greeny has actually been doing pretty well trading stockbrokers. I wouldn't say I don't know. I haven't like really paid attention to everything, but I've been tuning into the space recently. I've been listening into his live streams. He's been pretty. These are Aussies, so they stream at night. When I got nothing going on, they stream at night. So I'm pretty much just listening and watching in. And they've been killing it on stockbrokers and the ecosystem of stockbrokers. So remember when virtuals took off, there were some content creators that were creating content all around virtuals, me included. We was pretty good. We was pretty big. We started becoming that, that room for the virtual side of things. We started to have virtual devs follow us. If I show you some DMs that I got on X here, I got some virtual people that DM'd me even before they launched. Did I take advantage of it? Some I didn't. Some I just told my guys in the Discord, something like that, right? So I could see the same thing happening with Greeny right now. They have been followed by the whole like stockbroker community. I think the dev for stockbroker followed them, the dev for Manser, all of them. So this may be someone you need to pay attention to. Right? Shout outs to this guy. I'm not opposed to ever shouting out people. I love sharing this space, man. I love sharing this space. So yeah, I guarantee you there will be some people that wouldn't even have mentioned some of these people because they feel like they're the only people with the alpha in this space. That's how the game works. But yeah, pawns here now. Getting into pawns. Pawns is another launch pad here that people actually thought was going to take off. What was interesting about this, it dipped all the way down to 13 million and started to pump back up here, right? Now, I don't know what Pawns could actually do to keep up with the likes of Uni, keep up with the likes of Sushi, Cashcat, all of these. This is like a crazy thing that we're starting to see here. I've honestly never been a part of the Launchpad wars like this bad. If you guys seen my early days on the channel when I was covering all the goddamn launchpads that was coming out on every chain, there was only like one or two that has the potential to take off, right? Now, also to that, every time I told you guys when there's a new chain, you should always be looking for the DEX, right? Because the Uni is going to get some market share taken off from like whatever DEX wins out on there. That's what happened with Aerodrome. On Solana, Jupiter killed out Radium. Radium was like the early DEX on Solana. Then Jupiter came out, killed them out, right? Launchpad for base. There wasn't a true launchpad in the beginning. The first one that came out rugged, right? They tried to lie, they rugged, they did me dirty. Then virtuals became the de facto launchpad on base, right? It became that place where everyone's going to gamble for the AI agents that's coming out. Solana, pump fun, easy. Everybody knows pump fun. Ethereum, I don't even know what Ethereum got, to be honest. They had Polka Starter. They had these other launchpads from back in the day. I don't even know if they still operational. I don't even know. AVAX had Avalanche. Dex, they had Trader Joe, right? Pangolian. Remember, some of you guys got the airdrop from Pangolian. Yeah. So now Robinhood, we're figuring out what's going to be the main DEX, what's going to be the main launchpad. So this playbook has happened already, and it's continued to happen across every chain, right? This is why this launchpad thing has been very important on Robinhood right now, and people are wanting to see what is going to win, and I'm pretty sure they're hoping the launchpad that wins is going to be the one with a token, not Uni, because the people are not going to want to bet on Uni. I don't know, right? Not Sushi. I don't know if people want to bet on those two because they already have a higher market cap. They already been around for quite some time, right? Not saying they can't win out. Not saying you can't make money off of them if they win. Just saying people are probably interested in pawns at like 20 million market cap. Seeing that goes up, seeing the fun of that going up from like a 20 million to like a let's say 2 billion. If you guys was here when this was all happening, yo, I had people telling me to take profits every time virtuals was pumping at hit a certain milestone. Take profits. I'm like, nah. I should have took profits at some point in time because I rode a round trip this whole thing. Honestly, I was in Africa when this one topped out. I didn't have my wallet with me. I literally just watched this go down. And I had a lot more in virtual. I had a lot more in game than I had in virtuals because I started to flip out of virtuals. I started to take profits out of virtuals and flip it into the ecosystem, flip it into game, flip it into convo. I got a little too heavy, and this thing hurt. But you see the excitement people get from this around here was okay. It was interesting, but from like this early stages here, like 20 million, it starts to pump. You start to get people behind it, right? This is the excitement here. So you're gonna want, for me, I think you're gonna want pawns to win out. You're gonna want stockbrokers to win out. You're gonna want cashcat to win out. Now, I think you can exclude stockbrokers and probably put in a different its own thing. I think it's gonna win whether it wins as the main launchpad or not, right? But for like pawns, they gotta win by being the main launchpad. Cashcat, they're gonna win because they just the main meme, and now they're if they win even extra, it's gonna be because of the launchpad, right? So yeah, these are like different things here. But this excitement here, I'm not gonna lie to you, the Discord was jumping. Every day there was a play. Every single day there was a new launch on virtuals we was trying to take advantage of, man. The good times. Hopefully stockbrokers is going to bring that back, man. We're going to get into the stockbroker talk here. Ansem puts out this tweet: if Robinhood is moving this fast on listing this cycle, they're going to print so much money, man. I want to flip this and say we're going to print so much money, right? If they listing quick, and this is just a bear market, guys, the excitement does not really start till Bitcoin starts to take off, right? Then people are going to be into the altcoin bags. You're going to start to see a little bit more retail start to get into the altcoin community. They're probably going to onboard through Robinhood. That's going to be these altcoins. That's going to be some of your favorite memes, some of your favorite utility coins. Actually, talking about memes, I actually didn't even look at the poll that I put up just now. I didn't even look at the poll. What's the poll looking like? What are you guys voting on? You guys are voting on. Oh, okay, interesting. I see some of you guys are liking more so of the utility, but you guys are more so open to trading both. I like that. I like that. Let me see the other one. Is the other one live here? You guys are okay. Yeah, you guys are mainly open onto trading both. I like that. That is interesting to see, you guys. Some people think both are scams. Yeah. They have their chances of both being scams here. But yeah, if this bull market, once this bull market gets interesting, I think we just covered this already. The winner of a Launchpad won't be the one with the largest counter, token counter. It will be the one where most traders will automatically look to first when they want to find the next opportunity, which is why I really believe less cash may be the point. They got listed on Robinhood. They have the Launchpad. The connection to Robinhood is going to be deep. Since it's the main coin, people are going to be looking at that main coin, meme coin, and then they realize they have a Launchpad. They may start to look into the ecosystem. So that is where I think cashcat could possibly win, is because the attention that they're going to already be getting from the meme coin traders could lead directly into the Launchpad. But you let me know how you think about that. And now get into stockbrokers here. Let me see. Actually, I haven't been checking everywhere to see if there's any comments I've missed. Guys, remember, we having a good interactive conversation today, man. Pretty good conversation today, all about the memes. Let me see any comments. No comments there. Let me see on Rumble here. We got like one person watching on Rumble. What's Kick looking like? Oh, we got some watchers. We got some watchers on Kick. Okay, I'm not even too big on Kick, but you know, I like it. All right, back to what we got going on here. So 0x Sammy says, I've not seen this much excitement around an ecosystem since December 2024. Right, stockbrokers is going to be the golden child of this imminent cycle on Robinhood. Clock in. Are you guys clocked in yet? Right now, the similarities I'm seeing behind virtuals and stockbrokers is pretty crazy. The time I started to cover virtuals, you guys remember this, 2 years ago, I put this video out. Virtuals, the low cap crypto AI altcoin that can make you rich. Was I right on this one? I was pretty much right, but you know, give and take depending on where you seen this video, where you got in. It's all about discovery, right? Whenever you get into these altcoins, what market cap did you get into? Because some people that got in this low here could have like, they probably were the earlier ones. Of course, some people don't even remember virtuals was a whole nother token before they rebranded to virtuals or whatever, right? I covered all of that in that video here, but this is around 30 million. Honestly, this is right before the bull market really took off too. All right, this is around right before the bull market really, what was it? This is June here. This at the time of doing this one, this was June. We're in right now, just got into August. Stockbrokers a little bit above virtuals in terms of market cap. Is the full supply out? Nah, but I don't think that's an issue, right? It's only about damn near way less than 50% of the rest of the supply is out. Very novel. These guys are doing something very interesting here. And you guys should already know all of this right now. Recently, Simple Farmer, the dev of Clutch Markets, who's deving stockbrokers, just added 50,000 into full range liquidity for stockbrokers to permanently peg the stockbrokers NFTs and the tokens to the stock tokens here, right? Now, what these guys are doing, I'm gonna also talk about the whole like NFT side of things, the community, why stockbrokers could really be the next thing here. But I wanted to say this one tweet here from Roy, because Roy was he was asking, he doesn't understand why emerging projects really don't buy their own tokens or add more utility to their token, right? Because it's a good sign for investors to rally behind them. Otherwise, it's just another project that is simply leeching on their tokens for fees without having any skin in the game. 90% of the cases out there is as such, which is why I highlighted Stockbrokers, the dev for stockbrokers just added more liquidity to what they got going on. 50,000 in full range liquidity for both the token and the NFTs, right? That is huge, especially for the NFT side of things. Now you got big content creators like Antim here publicly talking about stockbrokers. Now I don't know about you guys. Before there was a time where a lot of these content creators, the bigger ones, really did not talk about these tokens until they hit a certain market cap. So for Anthem to bring this up at like, what was it, probably like around 30-40 million market cap at the time, that is pretty big. Now, is he in it? Probably. Of course, I'm pretty sure he's in it. Did he get phase baking it? Yeah, probably. But this is also gonna help other people that don't really pay attention to the whole CT sphere and only pay attention to these two guys, probably start to trade stockbrokers as well. This is like big, right? Now, I'm not gonna say this guy's name. We're just gonna call him Chad, because what the heck is the rest? If you didn't realize, stockbrokers started DeFi Summer 2.0. We're gonna get into DeFi Summer in just a second here, right? And then Ghost puts out this tweet: just buy the stuff that launches on stockbrokers. Fade all the dumb shit if you want to make money, in my honest opinion, right? Now that leads to Stockbroker Launcher. Stockbroker Launcher goes live on Tuesday. They already said they got a special project that's going to be going on here. They're going to be curating the projects that's going to launch through the Stock Launcher. So it's not just going to be any project just going to launch on here all willy-nilly. It's going to be vetted through the dev. They're going to launch. They're going to have direct access to distribution. That means the community behind Stockbroker already is probably going to support the token that's going to launch through there, right? We've seen this with Virtuals, right? Virtuals had distribution for any altcoin that was going to launch through there, right? You had virtual alpha groups, you had virtual like content creators, everything. Once they launched, they were probably getting talked about. They was probably getting watched, right? So that's how things were pretty much right now. Let me get into some more comments before I actually continue on here. Do you think stockbrokers will get traction like Virtuals? That's what I'm talking about right now. I believe stockbrokers is going to become the Virtuals. I actually got a tweet that I'm gonna show. Is going to become the Virtuals of Robinhood. Any word on DAO Maker? No word on DAO Maker. Honestly, that Launchpad. Who knows what's going on with DAO Maker? There was so many goddamn Launchpad. I told you. I don't know if I told you guys, my biggest payout, like at once in this space, like they just gave me the tokens to make a video on it. There's a Launchpad called Pro Starter. They gave me their tokens, right? They hit me up. They like, yo, can you make a video on this? We're gonna give you, I think it was like $500 in USDT. And I don't remember how much, or was it like 1,000 in total, and it was like split 500 in cash and 500 in their tokens, right? Hold on, before I don't want to leave out that one. These guys here, I don't even know if they're still up here. They're not. Are they not up? Hold up. Okay, maybe they're not up there. So wait, will Deck Screener have them? Hold up. Will Deck Screener have it? Will Deck Screener have it? Nah. Okay. It was a little. I just wanted to show you guys, but they gave me their tokens. They didn't lock it up or nothing. When it came out, I woke up to 50K in a wallet, pretty much. Sold it, dumped it. I didn't even give a fuck. I didn't care. I just sold it on everybody. I was like, I don't care. I'm out. They gave me 50. Like, it pretty much just whatever they gave me. Like that 500 turned into 50K. I was out. I was out. If possible to change the music, you only got one track playing. Is it only one track playing? Oh shit. This thing. No, it's on a loop. It's on a loop. It's actually rotating between songs that should be playing different songs. It should be playing different songs, but hopefully that helps you out there. right? But yeah, let's continue on here. I forgot my train of thought. Let me see where I was. Yeah, buy all of that, right? Launchpad goes live. Launchpad is interesting, right? I think this is where things are going to get interesting. For launches, we're going to talk about some launches in this live stream as well. But as well, they do have the NFTs now. I love what these guys have done. They have come from the ape side of things, the ape chain. If you guys don't know ape chain, Bored Apes, I think they had their own chain called ape chain. Yeah, I have never been on it. I don't even know the communities up there. But the idea of a community, we kind of talked about that earlier in the stream, right? Because it was all leading onto this side of things. The idea of the community, right? One, NFTs were very illiquid. People could not swap in and out of NFTs. If you swapped out of it, you had to sell at like a floor price or accept an offer and things like that. It wasn't like readily available for you to just swap in and out of, right? That caused some people to hold their NFTs a lot longer, things like that. But it just wasn't viable because it was illiquid. So now what they have done, they have stockbrokers NFT, which is paired with the stocks, with the stockbroker token. So you can honestly go on here, go on to their exchange here, and you can swap in and out of the NFT. Is it this one? Is it this one? I think it's this one. No, not that one. Not that one. Hold up. The Anvil NFT AMM. That's the proprietary tech that they got. No one else is using it. I think the dev created Anvil, right? And the whole thing. So essentially now, when NFT is or a project is launched on here, they can launch with a NFT and a token, right? So now those NFTs are paired to the token at a fixed price or whatever, or a fixed token amount. So if I have the NFT right now and I just want to swap into the token, I can swap into the token and sell out of the token later on, right? Or vice versa, I could swap from the token into the NFT, right? And in the NFT themselves, for like stockbroker itself, the NFT itself gets like a drip. They all have their own wallet where they get dripped stocks, which is that we have not seen that, guys. We have not seen that. So for some people, they may find it more valuable to hold the NFTs. And mind you, you also got to burn stockbroker tokens to activate the NFTs to go up the tiers. So they have a burn mechanism for the tokenomics as well, right? So for some people, they may find it more interesting or more viable to hold the NFTs, especially if they activated it, right? That means they burned their tokens to activate their NFTs to get to the tiers where they have their own wallets and they're getting more of these, like, dividends. We just, it is dividends at the end of the day, right? They get their dividends of these stocks into their wallet. They can claim it and do whatever. For some other people, they may just want to just trade and hold the stock token, the stockbroker token. So it's crazy how they have everything paired as of right now, right? And then when you go into the NFTs and you look at all of these right now, you can see how things is going. You got the utilization here, how many NFTs is here, how many has been utilized, because some of the NFTs has to stay in the pool for it to be traded within that whole thing to stay liquid, right? And you can see the price to NFT here. So for Manter, you need 500k Manter token. 500k Manter tokens equal one NFT, right? Same for like the pixel pups and things like that. I may be getting some of this wrong. I don't know. It's a lot going to it. I was even listening to the Block Runners today's like podcast on all of this. They had the dev up there. I'm like, yo, damn, yo, I've been sold, right? Now, that leads into pretty much the tweet here. Will stockbrokers become the virtuals? I think, let me see. Will stockbrokers become the virtuals of Robinhood here? Okay, yeah, good question. It could be, who knows? All right, I do believe it possibly can happen. I do know that this is going to be something very interesting here. Let me see what's going on. Why did the music stop here? I probably just messed up some. Yeah, playlist mode on. Sorry, boom. Playlist mode on. Back to the comments here. If tokens / coins can be linked only to stocks or not. What do you mean by that? I like stock, but I can't buy when the chart is up only. I am waiting for a pullback to get in. I agree. We need a big pullback to get into stockbrokers. I may even, depending on how things is looking, I may even buy at the top and just get ready to DCA later on. Because I don't know. This is like what I'm seeing here is giving me NFT vibes from like 2023, like I said, right? There's Twitter spaces all about stockbrokers, all about the ecosystem, right? People are talking about the derp side of things. People got the Manter Twitter spaces, right? I have not seen that since like NFTs, right? And then virtuals, we've seen a little bit of virtuals, but I'm seeing it more with stockbrokers, because the people that are interested in stockbrokers were like, they were really interested into NFTs, right? So he brought over an NFT side of community into like the crypto, token side of things here, and that's like that. I think the idea of a community has really been built with stockbrokers here, right? So now I did want to do something very interesting here, right? Because I said stockbrokers is going to be the virtuals of this cycle of Robinhood. I'm going to make a video on this, guys, right? So we go on to the altcoin chasers HQ here. We're in the forensic section. You guys can also do this when you guys sign up here. You guys can go into compare. You can compare any altcoins you guys want, see market cap, get a little bit. You can ask aside to actually we're gonna ask in just a second here. I actually kind of want to ask in just a second to see what it's going to say. But scrolling down here, we already starting to see all of this here. Smart money flows via Nascent right now. There's no smart money detected for virtuals, but there's been some distribution right now for stockbrokers. About 58,000 has been distributed, right? The on-chain social metrics here. Top posts about 3.7k. This is recently. It's 50-50 community sentiment here. Market cap scenario. This is because I know you guys like to hear everything. This is going to be the interesting part here. Right now, if stockbroker got to the market cap of virtuals, which is pretty low at a 300 and something K market cap, 300 and something K, 300 million. What am I saying? Yeah, we just want to clarify. We're just going to quickly clarify. 374 million market cap. If it got to that from this point right now, we're looking at 700% gains from current prices. Current prices, that will put it about 24 cents right now. Where is it at? About just 3. Let's round it up, 3 cents, right? So that's actually doable. When is it going to happen? I want to say when Bitcoin starts to move up a little bit, right? But you can also compare it to other market caps as well. About a 500 market cap puts it around 900% gains, 964% gains, billion. We're looking at 2,000. This is kind of what I'm looking for right here, right? This is what I'm kind of looking for right now. And Harry Tran put out this tweet. The biggest RWA runner will happen on either Robinhood chain or Solana. Right now, Robinhood is ahead of novel primitives for how assets should be used. Meme stocks, stockbrokers. Meanwhile, Solana is ahead in a variety of assets getting tokenized, dinosaur fossils, equity-backed ICOs. Regardless, I'm locking into both chains. The reason I brought this up is because I believe the next big runner, and let's say $1 billion runner, right? If it's not cashcat, which it could be cashcat and it could be stockbrokers, it could get to that $1 billion market cap. It's about 2,000% gains. When that happens, I don't know, guys. I want to know what y'all think about this, because I'm pretty bullish on what's going on right now with stockbrokers as a whole. And then if the ecosystem continues to pick up, we may get something like this, like a page that CoinGecko has for virtuals ecosystem. We was eating in the virtuals ecosystem. Tibber. Sirens every day, Saturday. Is it cool here? Yo, my window is open every day. I live pretty much downtown. I don't know. I know it sounds bad. It sounds like I'm in the hood or something. I'm not too far from it, but I'm downtown. I don't know what just be going on. My window is always open. I like fresh air, man, especially it's hot. And if I can't put the AC on, because obviously it's gonna be too loud, and I don't want y'all hearing the AC in the background. So I suffer. I'm just here sweating while I do this. But looking back into the virtuals ecosystem here, Uh, if you guys know, we've killed it in this ecosystem from game, right? From game here, game. This is I just told you I was flipping money into from virtuals into game. It became my biggest win and it became my biggest loss at the same goddamn time. Yo, we call game below $1 million market cap, guys. Below $1 million market cap. I don't even like. I still got the post in fucking Discord. It was crazy when I called this out. We was just flipping this bitch all the way up here, man. Right, and I thought it was gonna go a lot higher. Obviously, this was the top for this little narrative here. Trump gets elected. I go on a quick trip. If I wasn't on that trip, yo, that's all I could say, man. But I did, you know, we got it back down all the way down here, man, all the way back down here. But of course, in virtuals ecosystem, even if you didn't ride virtuals out right to like the top, right, even if you like felt like you missed out on the big gains in virtuals, honestly, if you felt like you missed out on virtuals, game, convo, in this entire ecosystem, you guys would have fucking made fucking money in this whole ecosystem. Oh, Sam, what's good, Sam? You was here for that call. That game call was nuts, bro. We called game and convo at the same time, and we killed that one trade, guys. Right? So to me, what I'm saying here is, even though if you feel like you probably missed out on the virtual, like stockbrokers itself running up, like if you felt like you missed out on virtuals itself running all the way up, if you had looked into the ecosystem, right? This ecosystem printed nothing but money, right? Obviously now they're down, right? We're in a bear market. A lot of these don't survive and things like that. But if you was able to get in some of these altcoins at the early stages of both of these altcoins that we're launching on here, you would have printed money. And if you had good risk to reward ratio, like not ratio, but if you was good with your, you know, your risk tolerance, you traded this really well. This is where my new, like my idea of how I'm trading things, these micro caps and things like that, I'm not going too heavy on them. I'm flipping them. I'm allowing some of them to build up potential and things like that. It's all from this. I'm like, yo, everything y'all seeing on YouTube right now, from since I started this channel, I've been learning the whole way. I've never said I was an expert in none of this, right? I build my own opinions. I make my own trades. You come to my channel, you'll never be a part of an echo chamber in your life. Obviously, there's going to be times where my content may overlap with some other people's content, or some people may say the same thing as I say, or vice versa. That's just, you know, it's just how sometimes things work. Like everybody started looking into virtuals. You guys seen when I started talking about virtuals. I'm not saying I was smarter than anyone. We probably all got in around that same time, and some people created content one way. And also, I do feature a lot of these people's content on the channel as well, right? You guys already seen it. So I built thesis around all of this, and we've been able to be successful. Sam, hey man, yeah, got in both so good. Like this is proof here from Sam. We traded that. And now the goal, what all of this that I'm bringing up here is that the goal is now to look into what could be coming in from this launcher here. What is going to be coming from this launcher here? If we feel like we missed out on, stockbrokers, the token, right? Let's say you don't want to buy right now because it's up only, like Protect said, right? It's up only. You can't find an entry point in stockbrokers. Cool. You know, some people got a little, like their ideas of where they want to get in. Just like me, I told you guys, Memecoins, I don't want to get into the meme coin about 2 million market cap, right? So some people got the same ideas for altcoins as well, right? So what we're going to do now, we're going to let this go live, right? We're going to let this go live. We're going to dive into the stockbroker ecosystem. We're going to figure out what's launching here. We're getting into the alpha. We might not get into the direct alpha groups, but we're getting into the spaces, right? This is like for everyone. This is for everyone. We're getting into the stockbroker spaces. If there's a Discord, you're getting into the Discord. You're hearing everything that they're saying, because first of all, some of these are launching. The NFTs like Manter here. Manter launched. We all knew the launch of Manter was coming out, right? I told the guys we're waiting for this one to launch because they said they're going to be the Jupiter of Robinhood, right? And now I'm listening to the dev of this guy of this token. I'm like, okay, yeah, this guy's been around as well. He's been building. He knows what he's doing. This is the same thing. Everything is playing out just like on virtuals, guys. The early days of virtuals, you would have to look for who the dev was, how connected they are, what their past was for their early days of what they was doing. Now they launch a token, you're like, okay, this is the dev here. This is what he's planning on doing. This is who he's connected to. Maybe let's bet on it. Let's see what it's going to go. You're doing the same exact thing on stockbrokers here, right? Dev talks. He's in the Twitter spaces. He's in some of these big Twitter spaces. MCG, coffee with Captain, block runners. All of these, like, he's in there talking about what's going on here. So I'm listening. I'm like, oh yeah, it's time to get prepared for this one. It's time to get prepared for it, right? Obviously, the launch took a little bit longer, but as soon as it launched, what did I do? I ate. I called it 3.8 million market cap. We got in. First of all, I thought I'm listening to the Twitter space. I'm like, all right, could we get into the NFTs? Because I wanted to get the NFT at first and flip the NFT for the tokens, right? Because I didn't know how to play it. Then he's saying it's allowed list only. I was like, God damn it. God damn it. I'm not in the Discord where I gotta, like, this is legit back NFT days, right? NFT days, you gotta do missions or whatever, you gotta do things in the Discord community, earn that allow list to get that mint, because these are free mints. These mints are turning 50 cents or whatever it is to $700 to $1,000. Like, this is crazy, right? So like I said, I aped into this at 3.8 million. We're looking at this at 10 million right now. Am I going to hold this for the rest? Yeah, I'm gonna just hold this one and just figure out. I was prepared to DCA in if it fell below like 2 million, but it never fell, right? I go to sleep, I wake up, it's up here somewhere. It's up here somewhere, right? I'm like, all right, cool, that's cool. We up 2x. It's now 10 million market cap. So yes, this is like, you got to look into this, and the game is even different with stockbrokers because the NFTs are there. They're paired to tokens. There's potential floor price in it, right, for these tokens itself. Yeah. So Manter here. Right now, there's nothing. They have nothing. This is why I'm going to make the video. They have nothing just yet. You can go read the white paper. Essentially, what he wants to do with his decks here is allow you to set like orders, right? So essentially, the way he keeps explaining it is like, if you wanted to buy Apple stock, you just set that parameter, and it continuously buys the Apple stock for you, and it does not ask questions. It just continues to buy it. $5, however you set it up, right? So they're kind of removing some limits off of other dexes that doesn't have like those type of things. So this is something that he's building. It's not ready and available yet. So right now, what we are doing here, we're just holding, waiting for it to be open, right? This goes into, remember what I talked about, attention and speculation, right? People are speculating now on what is going to be, how this dex is going to look, how it's going to operate, right? And then what happens going forward, right? Of course, there's going to be a lot of competition. He's going to be competing with maybe Up may take ideas from him or whatever. It's things like this. He's a solo dev. I don't know if he's a full solo dev, but he might have a team behind him, but he also has the stockbroker community behind him as well. So people are interested. People are changing their PFPs on X. We have not seen people change their PFPs on X in like a long time to be a part of this community here, whether it's from Manter here or it's from like stockbrokers. All right, let me look at the comments here before I continue on here. Facts. I left the virtuals ecosystem too early last cycle. I was in a run-up on virtuals and Luna. Woo! Yo, I missed out on Luna. One, I felt like I missed out on it because one, I seen game, and game was just too cheap. Convo was just too cheap. For me, I was able to build these theses around game and convo, how it was going to be used in the virtuals ecosystem with the whole AI agents. Then they had the whole metaverse. Yo, virtuals fumbled, yo. They fumbled, man. They had so much going on. Well, I'm not gonna say they fumbled because they still building right now. They still got a lot going on that they could potentially do. Finally, Sappy Juju the Frog on Solana is back live. Nice. I like that Wojak as well, back to life. So you're a big meme trader, I see. I wish I came to your community 1.5 years ago. Would have made a fortune. I had 20K in crypto at some point in time. then went to memes on Solana and lost it all. God damn. So you hear these type of things from time to time. Obviously, trading meme coins is such a hard game. This is why I keep talking about why it's hard for you guys to like be successful in memes. Why I want you guys to really, if you're going to be trading memes, just trade it for what it is. Don't trade it OD with like crazy size. Like you got 20K. Let's not trade meme coins with 20K. Let's trade meme coins with like $1,000. Let's flip that $1,000. Right? You get a 2x off of a meme. You got $2,000. You take that 1,000, you pocket it back, put it back into wherever you're gonna put it. Then you're playing with house money. You take all emotions out of it because you have money that you don't care about losing. That $1,000 could flip into 10,000. We've seen stories all the time, right? I've done it. $250. We could turn anything into something. Especially how quickly these things are moving. Then they rotate fast, meaning you can get into another position fast too if you figure it out all at the same time here, using a bunch of tools here. This is why I want you guys all to have an AI agent. Have an AI agent scrape Twitter. There's a bunch of APIs you guys can use. I'm fully going to be adding APIs to the terminal here for your agent to plug into, get information, right? You can follow your calls, see what they're buying, right? You're looking at all of this rotation here. What people are launching, getting into, what people are rotating in and out of. This is why I built this HQ here, is to help people like think here to trade in crypto and be more successful over time here, right? But yeah, if you would have joined my community, I've heard stories of people. There's a person that just read my ebook and bought virtuals because I made a video and it fit everything that I said in the video and made a big bag off of it. The man's tipped me. He tipped me $2,000 just because he made money off of it. I swear, it's so crazy. Yeah, but obviously what I'm learning in crypto, I'm actually trying to talk about in these live streams over time. I'm still learning a lot more. There's so much in crypto to learn right now. It's crazy. LOL, damn, I damn sure was waiting for that dip to 2 million on Mentor. That thing left me behind. Yeah, that's why I said, you gotta get prepared to DCA. When I made that call, I was like, either buy now or be prepared to DCA. I aped in at 3.8, man. I didn't care. I had to. Memes are the reason why people don't take crypto as seriously. Serious industry. Exactly. Which is why I say crypto, meme coins is not the end game of crypto. It's not going to be the forefront of crypto. It's not going to be what makes crypto successful. It's going to be something that retail trades, right? Obviously, because retail gets excited with making fast money, right? The dream of turning $100 into $100,000, $1 million. That dream has been done. It has been pulled off by people, but think about the amount of people that have lost money trying to attain that dream, right? Think about the people that obtained life-changing money, then turn around and lose that life-changing money because they gambling still on these meme coins, right? It's a give and take industry. It's a double-edged sword, right? It's gonna always be around. You got to know how to play it. You got to know how to trade it. You got to just find ways to get your own edge in this space, right? Once you find your edge, you're going to be successful. All right. And that I found my edge, and my edge was not meme coins. It was virtuals. I'm not even gonna lie. It was virtuals. Then it just went up from there. Honestly, my first, like when I started creating content, the edge for me was Launchpads. Whoever, I don't even know there's people like right now watching this live stream that was a part of the Discord. You may even type in Discord card starter. Card starter was my first Launchpad. I made a like with my own money. I made a bag off of, right? Pro starter was the point where I seen y'all hearing some Spanish music. But Pro starter was the first coin that showed me I'm like I'm an influencer or a Cole or whatever. They paid me, and their little payment that they gave me turned into a big bag, right? So it was it was Launchpads 2021 for me. Launchpads and Polkadot ecosystem for me. That was my edge. That's what made me successful that cycle, right? The next cycle, what made me successful? Virtuals. That was my edge for that cycle. This cycle here, what is going to be my edge? My edge is going to be in stockbrokers, right? I'm tuned in. I'm plugged in. We gonna. You guys don't want to miss out on it, man. You guys don't want to miss out on it. It's early days right now. I also believe this bear market is going to reward those that are successful, like those that are paying attention, right? Right? You're going to go into the next bull market. People are going to come in. They're not going to know too much about the whole stockbrokers ecosystem. There's people that don't even know Robinhood has a chain right now, right? I was talking to this guy. He's 22 or something. He didn't even know Robinhood had a chain, right? So this you're kind of early still, right? And there's potential to be made. It's a money to be made here. Your next edge is stockbroker. Absolutely, I'm telling you guys, yo, stockbrokers, we're gonna kill it, right? I may not even trade. No, I'm lying. I'm going to trade stockbrokers. Absolutely. I'm going to trade stockbrokers. But in that ecosystem, we're going to make a killing off of it. Be like water. What up? Tuned into the live, right? Via X. Welcome in. I thought your edge was going to be peak in its ecosystem. It could be peak in the ecosystem. But I think I don't think it's going to be too hard to get a crazy edge in that ecosystem though. And the reason I didn't say peak is going to be like my edge is because it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's tough for me to explain it, right? If peak turns out to be like, let's say peak becomes like, actually, no, you're right. I actually didn't think about it because peak is going to have their launchpad. Actually, we're going to talk about that. We're going to dive into all of this right now. We're having a good live right now. My boy live, yeah, we live, baby. We live. I put some into the chosen frog Pepe. A bit as a dipped. Okay. Yo, you're a big meme trader. I respect it. You're a big meme trader, man. Like I told you. At some point in time, I'll probably skip on some of them. But let's talk about some other launches that's gonna be coming on stockbrokers real quick before we get into peak and what peak got quickly going on, because we've been going live for 2 hours, yo. We've been going live for 2 hours. God damn it. So actually, let me follow these guys real quick. Let me follow these guys here. You're clocked in quant here. So this KVAR, actually, someone put me on to Discord, to KVAR here in the Discord. I think the person that put me on is in like the stockbrokers Discord or something, right? This is what I mean by edge, yo. You guys got to join the community, figure whatever community is, free, paid, whatever, whoever's community, get in these communities, find the edge. Because I didn't even know about this. I did not even know about this, right? He posted it in there. I looked into it. He's like, yo, you into AI agents and all of this. Have you looked into this? I'm like, nah. I wake up, I look in. I'm like, oh, okay. So personally, what did I get out of this? This is the AI XBT for stockbrokers, right? This is like the alpha that is going to be basically giving you alpha on perps, funding, open interest, heat maps, order flows, on-chain tokens, price actions, holders flows, US stocks, filings, insiders, financials. Where did we see this? AI XBT for crypto, right? And eventually it has its own terminal. You know what would be funny? What if it's the dev of AI XBT? Because no one knows who the dev of AI XBT is. What if he's cooking this up? Don't take that and run with it, because we don't know. But a terminal is being created here, right? AI XBT came out. Obviously, it was novel at the time. People were so excited. We was in a crazy bull market here. AI was so new. AI agent, the idea of an AI agent was like crazy, right? This thing runs to like, what was it? 700 under $800 million market cap. This is another one that came out below $1 million market cap. This one I did not catch. This one I did not trade. It was crazy. I watched this whole thing run up. I actually used the terminal a few times to help me build out my own AI agent for the HQ here. I actually was using AI XBT for some of his tools for a little bit, and then I kind of copied it a little bit. It's probably not going to be as good for what they got, but I was able to copy it. Obviously, vibe code everything. Once you vibe code time, yo, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But so this one is going to launch. We don't know how this one is going to play out, right? This one is going to come out. We don't know if there's going to be an NFT associated with it. We don't even know if it's actually backed by the stockbrokers guys. I don't know. We just going to wait and see how things will play out for this one. But I will be paying attention to see when it drops. Will there be some people that's going to be talking about it? Because looking at it, I do see we do have some followers, some mutuals I see from here. Always on chain up here, Sovereign. These are some virtual guys that was here. Lit Bro, Dave. Yeah, so I see some people on mutuals with following these guys. So I'm like, all right, let's cook up. Let's see what's going on here. Another one that's gonna be launching called Clock In, right? It's gonna make you feel like you had a job. You guys are gonna be clocking in, man. But anyways, these guys here, this one is a little interesting. I wouldn't say it's like OD interesting, but they kind of compare themselves to Index and show why they're different from Index, building a theme coin for the stockbrokers ecosystem. They're taking the actual phrase, the actual mantra for stockbrokers, clock in, and creating it as a token, right? I did highlight a few things here. They're going to be bridging classic stock tokens onto the trading floor, ETH as a primary liquidity and pricing tool, stockbrokers as the central ecosystem pairing, Tesla, Netflix, Amazon as the initial classic stock token basket, Ape as an I first read that, I was like, OD? What do you mean OD? But I guess, I don't know. ODE, I don't know what that is. That's a new thing I've seen here. To the Bored Ape Yacht Club, a publicly identified reserved for future liquidity expansion, right? Then you scroll down, they kind of compare themselves. They not compare, but they tell you what makes them different from Index. And I'm bullish on Index, right? Index uses token level trading taxes to purchase stock tokens for eligible holders, while Clock In uses liquidity provider fees without adding tax to the token itself. Index treats stock tokens primarily as holder rewards, while Clock In integrates selected stock tokens into liquidity, content creation, and future product experiences. 60% of all eligible Clock In liquidity fees create recurring open market demand and permanently reduce the supply. So that's the difference between Index and Clock In here. You guys may want to clock in for this. It wasn't funny, but it was corny. It was all right. But right now you go into their website and it says deployment is temporarily paused, right? I think this may be the launch that comes out on Tuesday, as when you go onto Stockbroker's website, they do have their launch, going live on Tuesday. They said there's a special launch. It could be Clock In. I don't know, right? We don't know. Peak and Robert are my main hitters for real. Gonna check out Stockbrokers ecosystem more. Check it out. I'm telling you, if you was around for 2024 and you was there to witness everything that was being built in virtuals and how people started making money hand over fist in that virtuals ecosystem, you can see why I'm so bullish right now on stockbrokers. I'm seeing the same thing play out on Robinhood. It's about to get crazy for this bull market. I will be trading these. If y'all not subscribed or following me on Twitter, y'all should be, because we're gonna be talking about them. We're gonna get into peak in just a second here, because I do got a peak thesis video that I'm going to be dropping, but we're gonna talk a little bit about it quickly. Do you think there will be any runners in the ARC ecosystem? If they want that ecosystem to like compete with what's going on, I believe there's gonna be some runners. Obviously, those that get onto the ARC ecosystem early are going to spot those meme coins. It's usually going to be meme coins that's going to take off first. So if you think there's opportunities, I would say get onto it. I don't even know, is the RPC live yet? Because I haven't even looked into ARC ecosystem. Been too locked into Robinhood. I should go back to base. Will I buy KVAR on TGE? Good question. I'm thinking about it. I don't. It depends, right? Reason I bought Banter on TGE is because how I saw the community, how I saw people were so excited for Banter, right? You go into these Twitter spaces, everybody was excited for Banter. Everybody was waiting for that Banter launch, right? And it shows here, like it didn't dip below that 3.5. So as soon as it came out, I ate 3.8, right? Said if it does dip, I'm going to DCA into it. But it held this floor. I seen the hype behind it. So for KVAR, if it launches, I'm seeing them in Twitter Spaces. I'm seeing the community, the stockbroker community, are like hyped about KVAR. I'm an ape small. Wait for a DCA, and that's how I'm gonna play it. If it's not hype, right, and people don't really care too much, and there's not too many Twitter Spaces, I don't see these stockbroker people talking about it, I don't see Greeny and them talking about it, I may not ape. I'm gonna just watch. I'm gonna see how it plays out. If it gets to a good market cap where I believe the risk is good, the risk to reward is good there, like let's say it comes out at like 3 million. Let's just use this as an example. Comes out at 3 million. Not too much talks about it. It dips down to like 1.5. I'll probably DCA at 1.5. It dips down to below 1 million. I'll probably add a little bit more there, and then we'll just see. Then that's my last DCA. We're gonna see where it goes from there. Right. So yeah, if it plays out like AI XBT is gonna be very crazy, man. Honestly, things are so exciting, man. But this is like for the ecosystem, right? Everybody's talking about this right now, right? While everybody is also talking about this, I'm like, you guys already know me. The video I'm gonna drop on Peak, I believe is gonna be the most important video that you guys are gonna want to watch. I'm gonna tie in why I'm bullish on Peak, the robotics and things like that. They recently had a Twitter space, right? Not a Twitter space, AMA, another Korean AMA, right? You got to wake up early for these Korean AMAs, right? Look, this one, this was, the 5th. You have to wake up early to listen to this one, right? They break down a little bit of the things that they got going on. Even this July wrap up here, you can listen into it right here. They dropped the economics 2.0. I think this is going to be the biggest win for Peak. People aren't going to really know what's happening until it's probably too late, right? They already have 3.3 million machines on chain, right? Those machines are going to be on Peak OS. And once you get on Peak OS, for you to go live on Peak OS, you need to bond tokens to it, right? That means once you bond those tokens, you're taking Peak tokens out of circulating supply. Out of circulation, right? As of right now, they fixed up the tokenomics a little bit, right? So right now circulating, we got 2.4, outstanding 3.7, max supply is about 5.6, right? I believe as more of these machines, they already got 3.3. That is going to, I don't know exactly how much. I'm still doing that research right now. That's why the Peak video I got coming out is going to be everything you need, right? Depending on how much Peak these machines need to bond, that's a lot of tokens that's going to be taken out of circulating supply, right? So one, after they bond these tokens, those tokens are taken out. Let's say they want to, leave the ecosystem. 50% of the tokens that they bonded will be burned forever, gone. The other goes, I forgot where, I think it goes right back to the liquidity. But right now, they already have a big partnership that they keep hinting at, right? They got machines that they're going to be coming out. They're going to be dropping. The other big partnerships that they talked about. Then they have a Launchpad. This the key thing here. The Foundry by Machine.Fund, launched by Peak and Codex, right? Gets hardware teams to ship fast, right? So this thing right now, this machine, you guys should be following this. Everybody right now, if you're bullish on Peak and you listening to me right now, you guys should be following Machine.Fund, right? This is going to help bring more machines on chain, help devs build out. And if I think I know what they're doing, the onboarding for the machines, they're going to get onboarded to Peak OS. What does that tie into? More bonding of the tokens, meaning more tokens is coming out. So how good this thing is about to get is about to get crazy right now, right? They're going to build out everything that people need to be successful with robotics, right? But not only that, Virtual's agent went live on robotic.sh. Machines shop for themselves. Yeah, not bullish on that. AI agents on Virtuals are now getting bodies through embodied AI, right? These machines will have AI agents running them. Why they did this? Because machines don't really go look for jobs, right? They don't know how to get offers. They don't know how to pay for jobs. So what they got? They're gonna have an AI agent pretty much running everything on their behalf, getting them hired, paying for things, all of this, right? All these machines. Think about all the agents on virtuals, right? As things get popping on virtuals, I don't like amount of agents that's going to be coming on chain, right? You give these agents a body, the machine body. That doesn't have to be a humanoid. It doesn't have to be a humanoid. It could be anything of a physical AI. That could be the little robots that's driving around delivering things, all of that, right? That means more machines. That means more peak OS is going to be added to those machines. That means more peak tokens is going to be taken off a supply, right? So, and then you also have Accuraz here, which is bringing phone powered compute to every machine running peak OS. There's so much that is happening right now with peak that has me very bullish. I'm pretty much ready to go all in on peak. I remember I put out a little short talking about me going all in on peak. I think this is the time, man. Like robotics right now, no one is really talking about it, right? No one's really talking about robotics. I'm listening to the founder of Robo Strategy, who came from the crypto side of things. Did I even save the video? I don't even think I saved the video on X, but he came from crypto, built out Robo Strategy. I'm listening to everything he's saying in terms of like how he sees the robotics narrative going to play out, right? And to Leopold himself, the guy that got liquidated not too long ago, right? I had asked Gronk. I'm not even gonna pull it up, but Grok, what was the reason? What was like Leopold's thesis right now? It was basically around AGI, right? He thinks AGI is going to be sooner, is going to come sooner rather than later, right? We gave AGI the timeline of 2030. He thinks that could be anywhere from the end of 2027 to 2028, right? Then I asked Grok, I'm like, so what does he, if he's so bullish on AI, what does he really like? What, break down the robotics thing? But he broke down robotics in his thesis, in his little thesis that he put out. Robotics is a downstream of AGI, right? Once we get AGI will push robotics into like, or fix what's going on with robotics or whatever. All right. And that timeline is 2027, 2028, which lines up with exactly this right here. I wrote an essay series on AGI strategic picture. This right here is pretty much how he's thinking about AGI and it coming when it's pretty much when it happened and why he was investing into what he was investing into. Honestly, if they probably didn't stop this guy, or not, I don't want to say stop him, but play the game that they played or whatever, this man would be probably he's gonna be way too successful than what people would have actually expected, because of how he was playing it. That's why they had to take him off the board. Once they took him off the board, they bought all the stocks that he was investing into, and they all pumped the next day, right? So obviously he was clearly right on something, and his thesis was playing out. So the USG will wake up from its slumber by 2027, 2028. We'll get some form of government AGI project. That's 2027, 2028. I just told you that, right? We're at the end of 2026. People was projecting AGI at 2030, right? 2030. And we just got a bunch of stories of how people was thinking, well, not people, Anthropic's, what was that? Anthropic's Mythos model could potentially be AGI because of how good it is. They couldn't even release it to the public. So maybe it's out already and we just don't got access to it. But at some point in time, 2027, 2028, we'll get some form of AGI project. Let me see where this was right now. Where was the robotics thing at? Where was the robotics thing at? I gotta get the robotics thing. Just so you understand why I'm so bullish on robotics, and I did it. Okay. I guess I didn't want to disclose what I be talking to Grok about. I don't really be talking about nothing. NFL 2026 season, FOMO. I'll be asking some questions, man, just for me to get an understanding. Sometimes what I do is I ask Grok a question and see if it lines up with what my AI agents say, right? So that's pretty much all of it. Also, the Unitree IPO is going live. I think that's what the reason why I asked all about this. You know, Unitree IPO, what does that mean for robotics and crypto? So that right there, let me see. Okay, that wasn't the Leopold thing, right? That wasn't the Leopold thing. Where's the Leo? There you go. So what is Leopold's thesis on why he invested in what he invested into and front running some of the biggest traders, right? So he breaks it down from here. Then I asked, I had asked importance why open source is important. If Leopold was bullish on the rapid AGI progress, why no mention of robotics, and what do you think of that? All right. His primary argument is centered around the rapid progress towards AGI 2027 via continued scaling of compute, algorithmic efficiency, OOMs, and hobbling, turning chatbots into agents / remote workers. This enables automation of AI research itself, triggering an intelligence explosion to super intelligence. This essay and podcast explicitly treats robotics as a later step that gets solved after cognitive leap, not as a prerequisite or parallel near-term bottleneck. So he's saying the fact that we get to the point where we get this super intelligence, this AGI, then we get robotics, right? So he breaks all that down, and this is all my idea. This is why I'm reading into all of this, seeing what made Leopold so successful in AI. This is how you front run some narratives here. You dive into what other people are thinking about and how it leads to your overall thesis. This is how I built my thesis around robotics right now. Not just Leopold, but just the idea of how things is moving as of right now, from Uber having robo taxis, Tesla having robo taxis, physical AI being out there. Remember, people don't even know Niantic. When you was playing Pokemon Go, Niantic was taking your data for spatial intelligence to train robots later on. That's also why I'm bullish on Aki, because Aki is doing decentralized spatial intelligence, right? That's a whole different thing right there. They need to know how to move around in the space, right? That's how you build a thesis, guys. Like, diving into what everybody is thinking about in this space here and what is going on, right? Alrighty. If Banker still good, short or long term? Yes, I believe Banker is good. I told you I still have it in my portfolio, and they potentially got something going on with Sushi Swap, right? Whatever they're building with Sushi Swap is going to be pretty interesting. But my idea around why I was bullish on Banker was agents, and you can see it right. Actually, even Leopold's thesis right now just builds into it a little bit more around how AI, how we're going to get independent, like AI agents becoming independent actors in this space here. That is going to be the next step to like AGI. When AGI comes around, right? That means we're going to be having, like, think about it. We just saw or heard OpenAI is going to have their agentic phone. Apple is turning Siri into an AI, right? It's always been an AI, but it's more so going to be more like, the way you chat with ChatGPT, Claude, all of that they turning that into that, right? Then the next iteration of that is going to be pretty much an agentic smartphone. NVIDIA came out that they're going to be dropping an agentic laptop, right? They're all getting ready for AI agents, meaning we're going to be having AI agents do a bunch of things for us, whether we like it or not, right? It's going to be implemented in our day-to-day lives, right? Which is why I told you guys, once again, get an AI agent, start building with it, start figuring out how you can use it in your day-to-day lives, right? We're going to be having AI agents trade stock markets for us, trade crypto for us, trade prediction markets, poly market, whatever. They're going to be doing research for all of us. The thesis to Banker is that because I use Banker enough with my AI agent, is that Banker is going to become the agentic interface for these AI agents. Meaning these AI agents are going to be plugging directly into Banker to do the trading for you, to do the prediction market trading for you, to do everything in crypto, set your liquidities, take your rewards, whatever it may be, right? You can have your AI agent do all of that for you. They have the APIs. People are building skills every day for, actually, I saw something not too long ago that was so crazy. So crazy. Hold on. Let me see if hold up. Is it this? Is it this guy? No. I think it might have been him. Hold on. Oh, someone just made a skill. Yeah, there you go. Someone just made a skill to interact with your Tesla using Banker and other agent harnesses. This is what I'm talking about right now. Welcome Tesla bot. They're using a skill from Banker. They're creating a skill. Actually, they're creating the Banker skill for it, right? So think about how big this could get, right? Log into your Tesla account at Tesla, .club. I'm not a part of that club. I don't got a Tesla, but install the keys, paste your key, ask Banker for info, and send a command. So people are using Banker, and they either got the Banker agent or they're creating an AI agent. You can create an AI agent right now. Give it the skill and have it control your Tesla. That's fucking crazy, guys. That even right there fits into my agentic interface thesis even more with Banker. That's why I'm bullish on Banker. I'm giving it its time. Whatever they're going to be doing with Sushi Swap is going to be interesting. Let's see. Great stream so far. Yeah, it was a great stream. I actually went too long. 2 hours and 30 minutes, man. We had a great stream. We talked all about AI agents. Oh no, we ain't not AI agents. We talked about memes versus utility, stockbrokers eco, finding the edge, all of that. Y'all had better learn something from this stream. Why? You need to implement whatever you learned from this stream. It should have been how to find the edge, how to trade, spot these narratives, things like that, going into the next bull market. Stockbroker is looking like it's going to be the virtues of Robinhood going into the next bull market. You should be doing your research in that stockbroker's ecosystem, meaning getting these Twitter spaces, getting into the Discord, getting to the Telegram, right? You may even I know some of you guys like to join the spaces and just not say nothing into like these Discord, because I do it, right? But if you talk a little bit, you may even get a whitelist for one of these NFTs. You could turn a free mint into $1,000, $2,000. That can be your stimmy check to run into the bull market with. Free money, right? Imagine flipping free money into life-changing gains. There's no way of beating that, man. Next week, we're probably going to talk more about AI and robotics, get off the meme side of things. I don't want my channel to be too heavily associated with memes. You guys already know. Either we're going to probably talk about AI and robotics, or we're probably going to talk about RWAs. We're going to figure it out. Next week, we should have Jay on stream. It was a very good live stream. I actually appreciate everyone that tuned in, wherever you tuned in from. Don't forget to like the stream. If you guys haven't subscribed there yet, please do so. We're on that road to 30K subscribers. And if you guys want to test out the HQ, the terminal, the biggest central intelligence that you guys are going to be using to help you guys get context all over crypto, from prediction markets to perpetual exchanges, spotting new altcoins as your favorite calls buy them, spotting where money is going, smart money, all of that, dissecting these altcoins. You're going to want to use the Altcoin Chasers HQ. Is going to be the best crypto central intelligence that you're going to be using. Links will be in the description and in the comments down below. And if you're on X, it is right pinned on my profile. You guys can go check it out. Enjoy your Saturday. I hope everyone has a good Saturday. We went long today. Next week we're gonna have an even better stream. I'll check you guys later. Peace, YouTube.